Sports Radio 950 ESPN, Rochester sports leader, proudly welcomes you to coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's the voice of the Rhinos, Joe Giuliano, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Well, the Rhinos are finally home, and soccer continues here at Marina Auto Stadium after the longest road trip of the season is wrapped up. Rochester picking up 2 wins out of a possible 3, winning in Tampa and Carolina. So Rochester finally back home on a beautiful summer evening against the always tough Portland Timbers here at Marina Auto Stadium. Good evening, I'm Joe Giuliano. This is the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Well, after a week off of league play, the Rhinos happy to return to action. They're rested, they're home, and things couldn't be much better for them as they're ready to kick off here at 7 p.m. The Rhinos still holding the second place position in the USL Conference, just 5 points behind the first place Austin Aztecs. The Timbers, they trail the Rhinos by 6 points with 1 game in hand over Rochester, and they own the season series right now. The Rhinos lost the first and only meeting of the season between the two clubs, 1-0 at PGE Park in Portland. That game was in April. For Portland, they've got the league's top goal scorer and point getter in Ryan Poor. So far this season, Poor has 11 goals and 24 points. For Rochester, they've got the dual combination of top scoring the goals, Anthony Hamilton and Isaac Kissy for Rochester with 4 goals. And they'll see if they can continue that magic this evening. Some promotions this evening at Marina Auto Stadium. It's the annual Bark in the Park. Fans, you can bring your dog to the stadium with the purchase of a $7 ticket. Available at the Pace Windows and Doors box office, located right here at Marina Auto Stadium, or at Ticketmaster.com. And there will be a special seating area for fans attending the match with Man's Best Friend. And fans also take advantage of the buy one, get one free offer by picking up a coupon at any Wendy's location in the Rochester area. And the first 5,000 fans receive a 2010 Rochester Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. That's just an update on some of the things taking place this evening with the main event, 7 p.m., Rochester kicking off against the Portland Timbers. Stick around when we come back. We'll break down the Rochester Rhinos and take a closer look at the Portland Timbers. That's coming up next on the Rhinos pregame show here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time Magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day events calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time Magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com. Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark in the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KID. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. The Strath Allen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff from the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
And welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. This show, as usual, brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack for each and every game here on Sports Radio 950. The Rhinos returning to action tonight as they host the Portland Timbers here at Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos took 2 out of 3 matches on the road last week. Entering tonight's game, Rochester 9-5-6, 33 points. They trail the league-leading Austin Aztecs by 5 points. Now, in their last game, the Rhinos traveled to Cary, North Carolina, looking to rebound from a very disappointing 3-1 loss to the Puerto Rico Islanders in the 76th minute. Jamie Franks crossed the ball in from 18 yards out. That Railhawks defender, Matt Bobo, skipped off his head and past goalkeeper Eric Reed. The Rhinos and Neil Kitson able to hold off the Railhawks for the remainder of the match and pick up their 9th win of the season. For Kitson, it marked his 4th shutout of the year, and the victory brought to an end the Rhinos' longest road trip of the season, the 3 games in which they finished 2-1. Rochester does get a little help back this evening. Frankie Sanfilippo back in the lineup after sitting out the last 2 games, awaiting the birth of his child. And Frankie Sanfilippo having another baby boy. Congratulations to Frankie and his wife, and it looks like it's Francisco Sanfilippo, the young man now joining Frankie and his wife. So congratulations to the Sanfilippo family. Aaron Pitchcolm, he'll be sitting out this evening. This is the 2nd game of his 2-game suspension for the red card he picked up in Puerto Rico. And Jamie Franks out of lineup this evening with a groin injury, a slight groin injury. So he'll miss tonight's game, and he will play tomorrow or next week, hopefully, against the Carolina Railhawks, where he had some success setting up the goal that was really officially credited as an own goal, but talked to Jamie before the game tonight. He was hoping that he would get the nod on that one, but not to be tonight for Mr. Franks. All right, stick around. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the opponents, the Portland Timbers, that and much more coming up here on the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. For more information and appointments, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hot dogs. No one makes them better than Sligo's. Hot dogs. Hometown favorite from Sligo's. The flavor is right. Every bite. Cover them with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, take one. No one makes a hot dog like Sligo's. 'Cause now we make them great.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show. As usual, it's brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. Mike Kerms will join us for the kickoff. It's Rochester finally coming home after a long road trip, and they'll host the Portland Timbers this evening, who come into the match with a record of 7-6-6. They've got 27 points. They'll be playing their 3rd and final road game of this trip as well. Leading the way for the Timbers, as we talked about, midfielder Ryan Poor leads the USSF second division with 11 goals and 24 points. In their last game, Bright Dyke scored the go-ahead goal, and forward Takayuki Suzuki scored the late equalizer as the Timbers earned a 2-2 draw with the Tampa Bay Rowdies on Saturday at George Steinbrenner Field. So goalkeeper Steve Cronin, he picked up 6 saves, including a big one late to preserve the draw for the Portland Timbers. As I'm sure you already know, the Timbers moving to Major League Soccer in 2011, and things have really gotten off to a great start. The Timbers today announcing that season tickets in 10 different sections of PGE Park are sold out for the team's inaugural Major League Soccer season, and all but 3 suites for the team's first MLS campaign have been sold on a multi-year basis. Now, on March 20th, 2009, MLS awarded Portland the league's 18th franchise to begin play in the top flight of professional soccer. Again, that starts in 2011. The Timbers will mark their MLS debut season in a renovated PGE Park. The Timbers have been a huge part of the sports scene in Portland, Oregon, since 1975 when they coined the phrase Soccer City, USA, and they had a great run in the North American Soccer League. And as far as leading the new team, MLS veteran John Spencer, a former assistant coach with the Houston Dynamo, is the front runner for the position of Timbers head coach. Portland expected to make that announcement soon, probably earlier or later on this month. So the Timbers in Rochester this evening, but in 2011, sights are set on Major League Soccer. Stick around. When we come back, we'll look at the standings and the schedule in the USSF second division, and much more coming up next on the Rhinos pregame show on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. The Strath Allen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff from the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
The most underrated virtue in America is discipline. It doesn't get attention, it's not sexy, and nobody talks about it. But if you lack it and you're a public figure, it will be your downfall. And by the way, it's not just for the rich. Every job in America has a temptation. When I look at people, I look at their discipline.
It's The Herd, weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. ESPN Radio and ESPNradio.com.
Do you know why golf is great? It's great because there's no windows, no angry bosses, and no screaming kids. It's great because you can spend less than going to other sporting events and actually play the game. It's all waiting for you at Brockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses. Witness an incredible golf experience for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18, and non-seniors only $25 during the week. Brockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. BrockportGC.com.
Hey, Kim from your office calls. You saved your life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phone. Additional charges apply for tax and fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900 site numbers, calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
This is Rochester's sports leader.
And welcome back. The Rochester Rhinos pregame show continues, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Joe Giuliano and RJ pushing the buttons back downtown a few blocks away. Mike Terms standing, waiting in the wings, ready to start as the Rhinos and the Timbers kicking off a little after 7 o'clock this evening at Marina Auto Stadium. Let's look at some of the standings now in the USL Conference. Austin leads the division, leads the league. They've got 38 points after 18 games played. They are 11-2-5. Rochester behind them. They played 2 more games than the Aztecs with 33 points. They are 9-5-6. Portland just behind Rochester by 6 points and a game in hand. So a win tonight for the Timbers. And Rochester could really look at a team breathing down their necks. Puerto Rico at the bottom of the table with 23 points. In the NASL Conference, Vancouver, 34 points with a 9-point cushion over the Carolina Railhawks, but here is the difference. Vancouver's played 21 games, Carolina only 17. 4 games there, 3 points for a win. The Railhawks have a possible 12 points sitting on the table. Miami at the bottom of the NASL Conference with 15 points. Some scores from over the weekend. Montreal, Crystal Palace, they tied at 1. Vancouver, Carolina tied at 2. Portland, Tampa were 2s. And then Miami at Austin got hammered by the Aztecs 3-1. Austin over the Blues. On Sunday, Minnesota tied St. Louis 2-2. And tonight in the league, one other game besides this one, Miami at Crystal Palace, Baltimore. And one game on Friday, Vancouver at AC St. Louis, followed by 3 games on Sunday, Tampa at Austin, Montreal at Carolina, and Miami is at Puerto Rico. Now in the world of soccer news, Austin added another weapon to their attack with the acquisition of forward Randy Patterson from Crystal Palace, Baltimore. Patterson was picked up by the Aztecs for an undisclosed transfer fee, with his contract running through the rest of this season and an option for 2011. The 25-year-old Randy Patterson had 4 goals in 17 appearances for Baltimore. And the Montreal Impact announced the suspension of forward Peter Byers for a period yet to be determined. And Byers also breaking the same rule earlier this season, where he was sent to the reserve team for 1 week. DC United has fired their head coach Kurt Arnolfo in his first season with the team. DC said on Wednesday he'll be replaced on an interim basis by assistant coach Ben Olsen. The team has the worst record in Major League Soccer at 3-12-3. DC plays their first game under Olsen at New England on Saturday. And former Rhinos and current Houston Dynamo goalkeeper Pat Onstad was scheduled to have surgery today in Germany to repair a bilateral abdominal strain. Not sure what that is, but sounds pretty painful. Mike, you know what that is?
Yeah, I have.
What is that?
Actually, I didn't have a strain, so I didn't have surgery. But it's just painful. You can't sit up. Basically it's a pulled stomach muscle.
Oh, sounds nasty. To go to Germany for the surgery, he's going to miss 10 to 20 more days of action.
Where in Germany?
Didn't say where in Germany. There's a specialist, I guess, who does this surgery for the players over there. And the 42-year-old Onstad had it done there today.
Yeah. Well, hey. 42 years old, he's still playing. That's impressive to have to have a surgery like that. Pat could be upset, but he's had a long career. So
at the end of the day, it's been a long and excellent career.
Yeah, I was just gonna say excellent career. Pat was probably the best goalie I've ever played with.
Great communicator, organizer out of the back. Really didn't have to make those fantastic saves because everything was pretty much set up in front of him, wasn't it?
I wouldn't say it was that easy. It was, Pat made some.
I'm trying to give you a compliment.
Yeah, Pat made some fantastic saves, and he's definitely one of the keys why the success of the Rhinos during those years was happened. So.
All right, Mike, take a break. We'll be back with one more segment, then kick off the Rhinos and the Portland Timbers coming up from Marina Auto Stadium momentarily here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play 5.
World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop into World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pup to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
And welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. Joe Giuliano getting ready for the Rhinos and the Portland Timbers. And also this time of year, the European League's really getting into action and preparing for kickoff midway in the month of August. And Liverpool getting a huge boost with the news that Fernando Torres will stay with the club. ESPN Soccer has press pass discussing Fernando Torres staying with Liverpool.
Fernando Torres says he's happy to stay, but does that mean he will stay at Liverpool and will sign in with Steve Nicol and Janusz Mihalik? Now, Steve, this is great news if you're a Reds fan.
This is fantastic news. I mean, I think Torres' decision has a lot to do with Gerrard's staying. At one stage we thought we were losing two icons in Torres and Gerrard. Now they're both staying, and I'm sure that's the catalyst to bring all the great players into the club.
Do you think so?
I think Gerrard was important. I think Roy Hodgson was the right choice to be the manager, and the way he approached Torres, obviously, was the right way. I think bringing in Joe Cole showed that their players are still willing to play for Liverpool, even though they're not in the Champions League, and they're unsettled a little bit as far as the ownership is concerned. I think there's no doubt in my mind that Fernando Torres loves Liverpool. He might have been just a little bit nervous, before hearing that everybody's going to be leaving Gerrard and Carlton Mascherano. Now that everyone's staying other than Mascherano, perhaps, I think he's happy to be there. I think so. I think, possibly in the last season, he had no service. He didn't score as many goals as he had done previously. Obviously, injuries were a factor in that. But the fact of signing Joe Cole on the right, Ivanovic on the left, I'm sure he's licking his lips thinking he's going to get some service and score some goals.
I'm not so sure, boys. I think the jury's still out on some of these players. Gerrard, Ivanovic, first season in the Premier League. Cole, maybe a player on decline. I'm just putting it out there. And they've only gone for players who are free transfer, basically.
We've been pessimistic for too long.
They did it last season.
Look, the jury's still out, there's no question about it. But let's remember, 2 or 3 weeks ago was doom and gloom. All of those players were leaving. I mean, Carl was called, talking to Benitez. Mascherano still is. Gerrard was being talked about.
Fernando Torres returning to Liverpool. That should be a huge boost for Roy Hodgson, who is replacing one of my favorites, Rafa Benitez. Stick around. Kickoff is next. The Rhinos and the Timbers here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. Always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningweb.com. Spinning Web can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Web take a look. Rhinos fans visit RochesterSportsFan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. RochesterSportsFan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
WROC Rochester, part of the Intercom Marketing Results Group, and now worldwide at Sports Radio 950 ESPN.com.
Chopping at the bit and ready to chop down the Portland Timbers. USSF Second Division Soccer is next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. After 9 days off, the Rochester Rhinos are finally home tonight as they take on the Portland Timbers at Marina Auto Stadium. Good evening, soccer fans. I'm Joe Giuliano, and it's been a while since we've seen our color commentator, Mike Kerms. Rochester, Mike, with 3 games on the road over the last 9 or 10 days. They picked up 2 wins out of 3, a possible 6 points, but things don't get easier tonight as they return home to take on the Portland Timbers. And Portland has one man up top, Mike, who's extremely dangerous. He leads the league with goals.
Yeah, Ryan Poor, he leads the league. He leads Portland with goals, and the next guy on Portland has 2 goals. So 11 goals versus 2 goals. Portland needs some more production, but Ryan Poor, he's definitely the man on this team. He was out in California. He did his B license. He's got good knowledge on the pitch, and you'll see that he's going to spray the ball a little bit because I think he's going to play in the midfield tonight.
So Ryan Poor will keep our eyes on the leading scorer in the USSF Second Division. And Mike, let's continue talking about goals for the Rochester Rhinos. Their leading goal scorer has a lot less, but he still can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, Isaac Kissy has 4 goals. And coming off the bench, he's the man coming off the bench. So it's interesting that Bob Lilly's giving him a start tonight. So we'll see what Kissy can do starting instead of coming off the bench and instead of being that spark off the bench. So we'll see if he can put another one away today.
Should be interesting to see Kissy in the starting role this evening as the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers. Earlier today, we caught up with Rhinos head coach Bob Lilly. Talked about finally coming home and how they're excited to play on the home turf.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great road trip. A lot of players contributed, made some decisions for the game tonight a little more difficult, but we're playing well. We're going to miss pitch tonight in the middle of the field, and Jamie Franks is out with a slight groin strain, so there will be some different guys in the lineup, and looking forward to see how we respond. It's a big game for us because the last 2 games we tied off and lost to Carolina, so we're looking for 3 points tonight, and we know we have to go at them and score some goals if we're going to get a win here in front of the home fans.
Stick around. Kickoff is next. It's the Rochester Rhinos and the Portland Timbers coming up here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Hello, yes, you there, listening to the radio right now. It's pretty obvious you're a fan. Have you ever thought about maybe working for this radio station? Some questions to consider. Are you a customer-focused sales professional? Are you looking for a better career opportunity, not just a job? Maybe with a company that's focused on a positive work atmosphere where you can work independently and still contribute in a team environment? If you've answered yes to these, then Entercom Rochester may have the gig for you. At Entercom, you're responsible for creating and executing marketing plans for your clients and, of course, developing new business for the company. Entercom is currently looking to hire account managers to help grow the revenue of our 5 radio stations. Previous sales experience is preferred. Oh, and our top people, they make some handsome incomes. Very handsome. We've got a plan and opportunity for you to succeed. Call Megan Patra at 423-2922. 423-2922. Entercom Rochester is an equal opportunity employer.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. 1 ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
tribute to our great country. Saxophone at midfield, and the Rhinos and the Timbers now getting ready to pay tribute to each other this evening. That was their second meeting. I'm sorry, trumpet. That was a saxophone. Yeah. Sorry, the trumpet. I'm not crazy. I think I've got heat stroke, but a great salute to our country. Welcome to Marina Auto Stadium. I'm Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms for the Rhinos and the Timbers, the second meeting of the season. And let's get you started off with the starters first for the visiting Portland Timbers. And they'll go with in goal, it'll be Steve Cronin, who has played all but 11 minutes this year. The back four will be Smith, Purdy, Joy, and Danso. In the midfield, it's Marceline, Moore, McManus, and Clausen. And up top, it's Suzuki and Dyke. Portland coached by Gavin Wilkinson in his fourth year as the head coach and GM of the Portland Timbers. For the Rochester Rhinos, coming home after a 9-day road trip, 3 games, they picked up 2 wins. And looking at the starting lineup for Bob Lilly, it'll be Kitson in goal, Roberts, Greenfield, Bellamy, Frankie Sanfilippo gets the start tonight after he and his wife finally giving birth to that baby boy, Francisco. Congratulations to Frankie and his wife. He missed the previous 2 matches awaiting the birth of his first child. That's taken care of. Now Frankie is back to business. He's starting in the back. The midfield will be Hines, Montegalvan, Rosalind, Versailles, and Spicer and Kisney listed as the top players for Rochester. The officials this evening, Lee Suckle is the man in the middle with the assistant referees David Mon and Amanda Ross, and the fourth official is Christopher Trottier. Mike Kerms, our color commentator. Mike, it's been a long time since we've talked, and I guess welcome back to Rhino Soccer, and they got to be hungry to play on this home turf.
Oh yeah, after being on the road for so long, you are always excited to be back at home in front of your home fans, and there's definitely a little bit more of an energy here tonight. It's a beautiful night for soccer, and it's going to be a very, very nice game. This is the second place and third place team in this league, in this division, and also I think they're 3 and 4 in the league, so this is a very, very important game for both teams.
Portland trailing Rochester right now by 6 points. They do have a game in hand, so that stresses the importance of this one and the points that are on the line. As the Timbers will be wearing the all-green jerseys, they'll be attacking the goal to our right. The Rhinos in the traditional black and white striped shirts with black shorts and black socks, breaking their huddle and heading towards the middle of the park. They'll be shooting at the goal to our left. Neil Kitson getting the start. What a great season, 0.89 goals against average. He is right up there with Scott Mallows, not far behind, with a 0.70 goals against average. So number 1 in the league, Scott Mallow on the sideline tonight. Lee Suckle gets us underway as Lawson lays it back to Joy. Looks like a long ball trying to go forward. Intercepted there by Bellamy. And Versailles was in some traffic there. McManus comes in with the studs. No call as Joy pounds this one. The top of the Rhinos 18. These 2 teams played in April at PGE Park. The Timbers picking up the win thanks to a Ryan Poor penalty kick, and that has been a recurring theme, I think, with Rochester in their visits to PGE Park. Coming forward now, the Timbers. Suzuki, top of the 18, has his back to the goal. Clausen tries a little chip forward, and the Rhinos will clear that away from the top of the 18. Kissy and former Rhino Ross Smith get tangled up. That's going to be a good battle. Smith, tough, hard-nosed competitor. Kissy, blazing speed. Coming away with it now is Marceline. There's Dyke to Suzuki on the near side. Purdy. Now Suzuki. Back to Ross Smith. One time into space. And no one there for Portland. Smith returned to the lineup on Saturday after a head injury on July the 22nd. He's playing central defense for Gavin Wilkinson's side. Bellamy, long ball forward, flicked on by Rosalind. Smith on the back of Kissy, laid off for Montegalvan. Good ball on the near side for Hines. Just outside the 18, Hines cuts it to his left. A low cross. It's deflected there off of Purdy and into the arms of Cronin. His 20th appearance of the year. As we said earlier, he's played every minute except for 11 this year. Dyke gets the head on it over Montegalvan. Loose ball ends up on the foot of San Filippo. Captain's armband is back with number 15. He's on the far side. Marceline slows him down. James Marceline for the Puerto Rico last year and in 2008. Long ball from Bellamy. He still heads it up in the air. Joy with it. And again forward. And Mike, I don't want to jinx it, but one name we haven't said yet, 3 minutes in, is Ryan Poor.
Yeah, Ryan's actually, they've got him on the outside flank, which doesn't allow him to get forward as much. But you can see the one time that there was a long ball to Dyke, Ryan Poor tried to get in behind him. So I think they're going to take their outside midfielders, Suzuki and Poor, being natural forwards, and get them into the attack.
Collision, now Roseland coming into the 18. Low hard cross! It goes off the foot of Kissy. And just wide of the near post. No call there as Hines and Purdy got tangled up. And that was a play-on advantage opportunity there for the Rhinos. His referee getting a talking to as both players kind of just bumping into one another. Roseland picked up the loose ball.
Yeah, they got tangled up, and Roseland just took advantage of it and then screamed it across with his right foot. Maybe if he screams it across with his left foot, the angle of that ball could have probably gone right into the swing of that ball going onto Kissy's foot may have gone to the net. It was a different swing with the right foot versus the left foot.
Takes an awkward bounce. Dyke able to keep possession here for the Timbers. Roberts all over his back.
Great stuff by Roseland, though. Right from the start, getting into the attack and starting to make things happen.
Marceline plays it outside to Joy. Over the head of Clausen. Now onto the foot here for Hines. Kissy on the near side. Just takes a heavy touch and kicks it out of bounds. Smith clamping down on him.
Real heavy touch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Kissy, I mean, he's working hard up there, and we're getting on him a little bit, but, you know, that's something that you expect for your forward to get that ball and hold it for your midfielders coming forward. Both teams are playing in a 4-5-1 tonight, which makes it hard for Dyke and Kissy to really get, they're going to work hard tonight.
There's Suzuki on the near side. Plays it back to Purdy, long driven ball. Dyke heads it back into the foot of Clausen. And now Marceline with it. Ian Joy on the far side, the 28-year-old, first year with the Timbers. Trying to go straight up the field, a little long ball here for the Timbers. And Bellamy and Roberts up to the challenge so far. Marceline sidesteps Versailles and picks up the call, quickly taken by the Timbers. McManus has it. Purdy now. Suzuki, pressured by Greenfield. He's dumped from behind. Now the Marceline-Versailles battle should be quite interesting. Both those players have caps with the Haitian national team, so I'm sure they're very familiar with one another. There's a free kick coming up here. Poor says, I can't get the touch in the run of play. I'll take it now on the restart. 6 minutes in and scoreless at Marina Auto Stadium. Ryan Poor having a typical Ryan Poor season. 11 goals, 2 assists. Rosenlund fronting the ball for the Rhinos. Timbers with some good options in the box. Smith is one of those. Poor goes short to the middle of the field for McManus. Looking for Clausen. Now Suzuki, far side of the 18. One-on-one with Hines. Cuts it back to his right foot. And the giveaway is taken by Versailles. Here's Spicer. Kissy one-on-one. One player to beat. Kissy, it was Joy. Cuts inside. Kissy almost turns the corner, and Joy, with a desperate slide tackle, just pokes the ball away.
Yeah, good defense by Joy, and you know what? Good explosion by Kissy. He just needs to push that ball out a little bit further. But great tackle by Joy. Good stuff. That's a great counterattack.
Kissy with 4 goals, 1 assist this year. Joy, the last defender back, because Smith was up trying to receive the service, but Poor went short instead, and then you know what broke loose for the Timbers. There's Roberts.
Yeah, I think Portland, they need to, if they're going to send all their guys forward, they need to take advantage, and they need to swing one in the box Instead, they played ticky-tack soccer, and they just brought it across the field like that. And they need to put the ball in the net, in the box.
A lot of the play for the Timbers this year really has been hoof it downfield and look for Poor. It hasn't been very creative or beautiful soccer from the Portland Timbers. Like you said before, Poor has all the goals, and after that, it's pretty much nobody.
Yeah, it's 2 goals, and the next guy's got 5 points, which is 2 goals and 1 assist. It's not a good production for an attack, and there's not a good distribution there. You need that distribution if you're going to win games.
Ball popped in the middle of the field for Greenfield. Plays it back to Bellamy. Sanfilippo missed the last 2 games. He's back in the last pitch. Colin serving the final game of his 2-game suspension for the red card he picked up against Puerto Rico. Smith knocks this one out of bounds as Hines looks to cut inside on Smith, who's wearing the headband. There's Greenfield now. Throwing. No, it's going to be Hines still with it. Corner of the 18, Rosenlund. Trying to put it down on the turf for Kissy. Danso intercepts it. Tossed and dumped from behind by Montegalvan. And that'll be a free kick here for the Portland Timbers, who last season, Mike, had a 24-game win streak going on. September 3rd, the Rhinos knocked them off. Errol McFarland scoring 2 goals. And the Rhinos ending that streak. Wonder if there's any memory of that for Gavin Wilkinson, as Rochester ended that tremendous winning streak in Portland.
Well, he could be thinking, well, it had to end at some point. And I don't think there's any strife there. I think it's just, it had to end at some point. He was probably hoping that, okay, let's get this loss off our belt and let's bring this into the playoffs. And they weren't successful in the playoffs.
No, Vancouver knocking them out 5-4 on aggregate. So, great regular season, but kind of a bomb in the playoffs. But it really counted. Suzuki, nice interception here by Rosenlund. Rosenlund out of UC Santa Barbara. Calm and cool, plays middle of the field for Bellamy. Back. Now on the far side, Sanfilippo's got some space, pushing it forward across midfield. Marceline closing him down, high cross into the 18. Cronin is off his line, and he'll let that roll out of bounds. So a goal kick coming up here for the Portland Timbers.
Yeah, the nice thing is to see Rosenlund playing differently than he has at home lately. He's getting the ball and he's knocking it out. He's not losing the ball, which has been his detriment in the last few games that he's played here at home. He's losing the ball, and he can't do that as the playmaker for this team.
Long goal kick. Versailles heads it back into the Timbers half of the field. Smith. Long high ball. Roberts. Dropping it back and forth in the air. Greenfield will just push it up the park. There was a little nudge from behind by McManus. No call. Marceline has possession. Quick one touch from Poor, intercepted by Roberts. 1v3 for Kissy up there. He's got a lot of work to do. Enjoy. Looking for Poor. Austin Montegalvan gets tangled up again. No call. As Montegalvan not afraid to issue a couple of challenges. Clausen holding his head. Middle of the field, Marceline to Purdy. Back to Suzuki. Left-footed cross. Headed away by Sanfilippo inside the 18. Good 1-2 here from the Rhinos. Schweitzer, ball into space. Can Kissy keep it in bounds? Nope. Danso on the far side, closing down that space. 11 minutes in, and scoreless Rochester and Portland.
Yeah, the referee, Lee Suckles, definitely letting things go here. He's definitely letting the game play. I mean, Tony McManus had his hands clearly on Rosenlund's back in that last play. And Rosenlund had, he definitely had a debate with the ref, but the ref just said, play on, let it go.
Nice crowd for a midweek game. The Rhinos have been away from home on the season's longest road trip, 3 games. Roberts to Sanfilippo on the far side. Spicer, Versailles, quick touch into space. Amadou Danso steps in front of Kissy. Danso, the 27-year-old from Gambia. Number 98, looks like he's really isolated on the speedster Isaac Kissy. Montegalvan. Troy Roberts with it now, approaching midfield. A tough pass, intercepted by Clausen. Marceline has it for Suzuki. McManus switching it to the far side for Poor. Intercepted nicely by Spicer. Takes it away from Joy. Middle of the park for Rosenlund. Spins around, trying to get away from Marceline. Montegalvan comes to help out. Tough ball, but San Filippo heads it back to the middle of the field. Spicer back to the goal, 30 yards out. Just lays it off for Versailles. Low cross. And Kissy tried to pop it and spin. Lost possession. And cleared straight up in the air by the Timbers. Still in Portland's half. Now Greenfield knocks it all the way back to his central defender, Troy Roberts. Montegalvan, good ball into space, but Hines offsides as you're looking to split the Portland defenders, Smith and Purdy.
You know, Joe, both teams in a 4-5-1. It's going to be interesting to see how each team tries to break the other down. These two teams are second in the league for goals against. And up until the last two games, Portland had 11 goals against, and they led the league in goals against. So you got two stingy defenses. Both teams are playing in a 4-5-1. So it's a chess match. Who's going to break who down first?
It's a big one, as Bob always said before the game. Portland just 6 points behind with a game in hand. Getting late into the season here. You want to get your finest form going. Rochester forced to make a couple of changes with Pitch Colin out. Jamie France is out with a slight groin injury, but he'll have a week off after tonight to recover. Joy roughed up from behind by Darren Spicer. And some of these Timbers, I'm sure, well aware of what the future holds for Portland next year, going to Major League Soccer. Looking to impress the brass and the staff of the Portland Timbers.
You know, Joe, I think what happens here is that a lot of these players just get put on the list for USL 2. I mean, a lot of these guys don't. I mean, these are solid players. Some of them, you know, if put in the right place at the right time, they're in the MLS. If not put in the right place at the right time, they're back here in the USL 2, in the USL 1.
Well, guys like Poor and Steven Keel, I think he's a solid defender.
Yeah, but they've been in the MLS, and they're here for a reason. And why aren't they in the MLS now? So they're here for a reason, but they may get a chance up there. But they may, you know, these guys, the great thing is that, like, Lily's looking at these guys and say, okay, who's going to be available next year?
That's true.
You know, these guys are solid players. You know, who's going to be available? This is the team that we're fighting for second place for right now. So this is, you know, they're not just trying to impress guys from Portland. They're trying to impress other coaches in the league.
Ball to Kissy inside the 18. Takes it with the right. Cronin makes the save and gives up no rebound. As Gavin Wilkinson has been named the technical director of Portland's MLS franchise. And rumor out of Portland is John Spencer, the former Houston Dynamo assistant coach, will be taking over as the new man in charge.
Yeah, Kissy just brings it to the outside there, and he takes a look. It's a tough angle for him to shoot, but why not have a go? I mean, you need to have shots in order. You need to shoot in order to score. And he's a forward. He's a lone forward. I'm going to take my chance.
Served in by Purdy, headed away by Roberts. And the Rhinos breaking out here on the near side, looking to get Rosenlund forward.
I really like what Rosenlund's bringing today. He's playing simple soccer. He's not trying to play outside his element. He's not trying to play those tough balls that we've seen him do in the past. He's playing pretty steady right now and just trying to play simple and control the match.
Throwing here, and the Timbers taking their time. There's Rochester, looking to become just the second team in the league with 10 wins this season. Austin topping the league with 11 so far. Clausen plays it forward for Dyke. Dyke scored the first goal in the 2-2 game at Tampa, where Suzuki had to have some late heroics to give Portland a point out of George Steinbrenner Field. Versailles, a little flick forward. Smith steps in front of that one. Almost nicely brought down by Kissy, but McManus quickly swipes it away. Bellamy avoiding the pressure of Bright Dyke, 23-year-old, first year with Portland, out of Notre Dame University. Marceline with it. Suzuki to Purdy. Pressured by Hines, middle of the field on the near side.
Yeah, I mean, how about that? You got a guy like Suzuki coming off the bench who scores a second goal in a 2-2 match. He's played in the World Cup in 2002. he's got that type of experience. I mean, how exciting is that? You're here in the USL 1, and you got World Cup players coming to play here. And players want to come to America, and that's a fact. And when you see guys like Andre coming here, it's because they want to live in the United States.
Can add Rafa Marquez to that list as well. The Red Bulls becoming like the old New York Cosmos, maybe, with a list of superstars they're adding.
You know, the French, they'll rip apart the Americans, but they want to come here and play.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and then they love this country.
Hines trying to get it to Spicer. Smith anticipates that one, reads it well. Joy with it now on the far side, 28-year-old. Actually was at the Youth Academy of Manchester United, Ian Joy. Pass knocked out of bounds. He's another player who had some MLS experience in 2008 with Real Salt Lake. He's going to throw in on the far side. We're in the 18th minute. Rochester and Portland are scoreless. Rochester ending a 3-game road trip, finally coming home. The Timbers end the 3-game road trip this evening. Mancha Galvan settles it, comes to the near side for the South African. Jonathan Greenfield. Down the near sideline. Purdy pressured by Rosenlund, lets it roll out. And it'll be throw in here for the Portland Timbers, who are 7-6-6.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Conway Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
I was doing nothing. Dad, I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. You need 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play pot.
Ball, Kitsy almost got on the end of it, but Cronin was there to knock it away at the top of the 18 for the Timbers. There's Versailles. Chips it up over Poor. And Filippo there with it. Back to Versailles. Forward. We're trying to get Kitsy in behind Dan, so can't do it. And Poor fight for it and shoulder challenge. They're going to nail San Filippo with the call as Poor. The 26-year-old is dumped. 10 goals last year. This one ends up in the arms of Neil Kitson, who 21 minutes in, thank you very much, keep it quiet in front of the young Rhinos goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, for a veteran, Joy has that free kick, and he just boots it away and gives it right back to the Rhinos after San Filippo had that foul. You've got Poor sitting on the sidelines, and he just hits it right into Kitson's hands. I mean, for a veteran, he's got to be smarter than that when he gets a free kick on the outside there.
Good defensive play there by Roberts a few seconds ago. Intercepting Suzuki's pass. Danso got Kitsy near him all night long. That's going to keep him extremely busy.
I mean, look at these matchups. You've got Kitsy and Danso, who got the same build, same speed. They look very similar. And then you got Dyke, Roberts, and Bellamy. I mean, those are just big side of the pitch.
Top of the 18, Versailles! Swings it and he finds the back of the net with the outside of the right foot from the top of the 18. Swarms it around Cronin. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead in the 22nd minute.
You know, what a great goal, great hard work by Kitsy. We were just talking about the hard work. He's going back and forth. Sanders chasing him down. He gets the ball. He knocks it across, just lays it out to Versailles. And Versailles, who's been quiet all game, just knocks it to the net. He finds the open spot with the outside of his right peg. And he's been quiet all game, just playing simple soccer, not really losing the ball, just playing real easy. And great job.
So first assist of the year for Kitsy. First goal of the year for Versailles. Mikey takes it nice.
Oh, yeah, outside of the right peg, between the legs, but really he almost puts in that upper 90. I really don't think Cronin had a chance on that, particularly when it's going between the legs. You know, it cuts him off a little bit. He really can't see that.
So Rochester with a 1-0 lead. That goal coming in minute number 22. Cronin diving to his right, no chance there. And I love the way Kissy struck it with the outside of the right foot. And the crowd, something to cheer about here. This midweek matchup between Rochester and Portland. Kissy, though, Mike, gets a ton of the credit, as you said there. Great work.
Yeah, I mean, he just held it, patience in the box, and he's so strong, and he's holding the guy off, and the guy can't get through him. He just lays it off. He tries to beat a couple guys, and then just lays it off to Versailles. I mean, was it a pretty layoff? It wasn't perfect. A little bit of a deflection, but still, lands in the right spot. Versailles, right place at the right time. Versailles, another guy, you know, he's on the pitch, taking advantage of a time when Pitch Colin's got his red card. You know what? Hey, listen, I belong in this field. He hasn't gotten a lot of time. He's been here for a couple months, and he wants to show that, you know, I play simple soccer, I can play the game, and you know what? I can score goals, too.
So Versailles' 7th appearance of the year. First goal. Took it nice and composed from the top of the 18. Subs available for the Rhinos. Vallo, Costanzo, Hamilton, Short, Gore, Hoxie, and Bennett.
You know, a guy like Versailles who's been here for a couple months, he only has 7 games played. You know what? That's going to give him a little bit of confidence. That maybe it helps turn him around a little bit. So,
and there's some controversy here as Dyke went down, but it looks like he was the one who went up and over the Rhino player. Hope we'll get a chance to look at that one again for those of you watching on the web or on television. As Dyke is slow to get up. He's on all fours. Gavin Wilkinson and Bob Lilly just having some friendly words on the sideline. Referee tonight is Lee Suckle again making the call, and looks like he's going to run over and have a word with someone. And I don't see how that's a Rhino foul. Versailles couldn't get up. He didn't let him get up.
Nah, Versailles got to get position, and he's got to attempt for the ball, and Versailles just slower. It's kind of what the ref looks at. It's kind of a clumsy play by Versailles. Versailles just kind of moving in and not going for the ball. Where Dyke's coming in, and he's going for the ball with everything. So it could go either way. Either Dyke's coming in, or Versailles is just trying to stand his ground and playing a little bit of obstruction. So
great look on the replay, thanks to our TV producer John Catalano. The free kick ends up in the arms of Neil Kitson. The high, not so far goal, a punt away downfield. Side steps in front of Boston. They'll call a foul there on 4. Free kick here for the Rhinos inside Portland's half of the field.
Yeah, Portland's been relatively quiet tonight. I think he's out there on the left-hand side, and the game hasn't been going out there. And like you said, Joe, the Portland Timbers, they kind of just play like long ball, not pretty soccer. And if you got a guy like Ryan Porter, put the ball in the back of the net, left side might not be the best place to have him.
For Rochester, that is a perfect spot right now for Mr. Four. Montrevon driven ball into the box. Headed straight up in the air by Marceline. Cronin gets a punch on it. Suzuki lays it back here for Purdy. Intercepted by Bellamy. Over the head of McManus. Smith comes in to clear it up to midfield. And only Sanfilippo's there for the Rhinos with a 1-0 lead. Nice turn by Spicer. 30 yards out. Ball's on his left foot. He's taken down, and a free kick here. Dead center, maybe 25 or 26 yards away from Steve Cronin. And this is really an area like that, at least in the home matches, Rochester has struggled with as far as these set pieces and the offensive end of things.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take advantage of your set pieces, and you know, right there, I don't know what Joy is complaining about there. I mean, it's a clear foul. He's all over Spicer. Spicer makes a great turn on him, but Joy, for a veteran, he's not really showing his veteran abilities today. He's the captain of the team too. I mean, I think he's really got to step up and really start trying to get the Timbers back up on in this game.
It's like a 5-man wall for the Timbers. Lee Suckle backing them up. Motor Galvan, Greenfield over the ball. Hines also looks like he's going to unload. He has got a rocket of a shot if he can let loose here. It's a free kick.
Motor Greenfield, Hines to whip it.
Laid off. And Hines' shot is blocked by McManus.
Yeah, Tony clearly read that, and Tony's an ambitious kid. Tony and I actually started out. Tony's rookie year was my last year playing in the league, and with Virginia Beach. Tony's a hard worker, man. He read that right away and just came out. He's now a veteran.
29 years old, so that says that you're about, what, 31 now?
Yeah,
32?
30 something.
He's a bulldog in the middle of the park, McManus.
Yeah, Tony works really hard. He's always worked hard. He's got the right mentality. He had the right mentality when he was a rookie, and I'm sure that's just progressed along his career.
Of Atlanta, as Mike said, Virginia Beach. And San Filippo gets the restart out into the 18. Spicer flips it forward. Smith is there to head it. Only as far as 4, just sends a long ball. Normally it's 4 on the end of those, but he's serving that one. Marceline coming away with it. And Dyke really finds himself on the turf quite a bit. Any little contact for a big, strong player like that. Let's fight it off a little more.
Wow, you look at the guy that hit him.
But everyone else. San Filippo got a shot on him. Rosalind, and he went down like a ton of bricks. Bright Dyke is a big, strong player. Versailles. Joy has one shoe in his hand. Plays it with the left foot that has a cleat on it. And he's still playing with one boot. And Filippo, too hard on the touch. Gets away from him, and Rosalind is going to give Joy a chance to put the boot back on. Looks like a change is going to be coming up here in the first half. Savage will be checking in for the Timbers. Not sure who he's going to be replacing. Savage number 22, a 24-year-old.
Savage, a guy who hasn't seen one game this year. I mean, this will be his first appearance for the year.
See what the situation is here. Whether it's a tactical substitution or if there is an injury. Throw and flipped on by Clausen. Lummy pops it straight up in the air. Clausen flips it again forward to Dyke and out of bounds by the Timbers. We'll be throwing for Rochester on the far side at midfield. 30 minutes in, Rochester has a 1-0 lead on Portland.
Yeah, I mean, Savage is a midfielder, so I'm not seeing that. I mean, Suzuki's having a pretty good match. Boston's doing all right. He seems up. McManus, Marcellin, and Poor, even if he is hurt, I wouldn't take that guy off the pitch.
Maybe Dyke comes off, Poor goes up top. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
There's Rosalind with it now. Spinning, looking for some help. Finds it in Montegalvan. Savage. Still waiting to come in, but Purdy does a nice job defending here on Hines. Puts it down the near sideline. Roberts, good hard challenge, bumping into Clausen. Forces him into a hard touch and out of bounds. Jonathan Greenfield with the throw-in for the Reynolds, his 19th appearance of the year. Heading forward now from Marceline. Suzuki, nice move, gets away from Greenfield, tries it again, and there's going to be a yellow card issued this time to Montegalvan. 31st minute yellow card, first one of the game.
Yeah, late tackle, goes in a little clumsy, and Suzuki's so quick. I mean, you can see the experience on the guy. He can read what's going on there, and just real nice player to watch.
Good stuff there. Great move. Got around Greenfield the first time. And Montegalvan says, okay, either you or the ball's going to get through, not both. Joy.
Oh, yeah. Montegalvan completely went in late, just threw his body at him, and that's a clear yellow card.
Driven into the box by Joy. Versailles gets it away at the top of the 18. Austin struggles to keep this one inbounds, and a throw-in for the Rhinos on the far side. Nice crowd. Wednesday night soccer, Marina Auto Stadium, and a good turnout of fans here.
You know, you miss your team for 10 days, and you want to see your team play. They're successful on the road with 2 wins, 1 loss, and you want to see them play, and it's a beautiful night. It's been beautiful upstate New York lately, and except we get some little periods of rain, and it's not coming tonight, so let's go watch the soccer game.
Good turnout. Good job by the Rhinos front office. Pushing and promoting. The Rhinos looking to get the 10th win of the year.
You know, Joe, we're in a catch-22 because if they're here, they're not listening to us.
Well, I guess that's
yeah, maybe they do, but there's
always a way. Always a way.
We're in a catch-22, so
there's Purdy with it on the near side. Nice job. Lays it back to Suzuki. Got time. Low cross. Got to do better than that. Put away by the Rhinos. Montegalvana, Spicer, quick 1-2. And Filippo coming to join the attack. Purdy dumps Hines behind the play. See if anyone saw it, the fourth official or the referee's assistant. Lee Suckle was charging downfield. That's like contact behind the play. Danso takes down Kissy, and a free kick here for the Rhinos. And both players down near the corner flag on the far side. Not sure if it's a cramp for Danso. Looks like Kissy's holding his midsection. Just an awkward challenge.
Yeah, I mean, they just, Danso went in, tried to prevent the ball, tried to prevent Kissy from making that turn, and could be how he planted here when Danso went in for that tackle. You can see Kissy's trying to turn the corner there, and Danso's actually going in late. It's a clear foul, and then the way he plants himself, who knows what happens, so. Yeah, he landed pretty cleanly the way you want to land on just rolling on your back there, but he just
there's a great look at it.
Could be when he planted on his right foot, right there. So that could be the spot where could be the knee, could be the ankle. And then he just kind of rolls over real nicely, which isn't where the foul happened.
He's holding his right hamstring, if I'm not mistaken, or right knee. Stephen Keel has also got off the bench here for the Timbers. They've got subs available as well this evening.
You've also got Danzo down too, which is big.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is. He's played 15 games for these guys, starting 13. I'm sure he's one of the solid defenders. He's one of the start guy in the back with just 11 goals against before the last 2 games they played. So
Kirk is up. I'm sorry, Kissy is up for the Rhinos. Danso is still down. Savage is finally going to get the instructions to come out. Let's see who he replaces. Looks like that'll take place here in minute number 35, where the Timbers are trailing 1-0.
And it's great to see a guy that came from the early generation of the USL 1 or the A-League, giving Savage instruction on what he needs to do when he gets on the pitch. It's great to see the guys giving back to the younger guys coming through the league. So
Danso is up. Kissy is up. It's McManus, Mike, who's going to be coming off. Not making the change yet as the Rhinos have a free kick with Hines on the far side. Service into the box. Dyke coming away with it, top of the 18. This clears it out of bounds and throwing for the Rhinos. And McManus coming off, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know if Tony's injured.
Savage is on.
I don't know if Tony's injured because he's doing an alright job in there. Not really into the play too much, but I don't know what the reason is here. You can't really see that. You can't really say like McManus is having a real nightmare tonight and needs to come off the pitch.
Savage did not come on in that last stoppage, so he's still waiting at the midfield table. Greenfield has it on the near side. Checking backboard is Rosenlund. Nicely laid back to Greenfield. Takes a look up. Low cross. Intercepted there at the top of the 18 by Danso. Dan Filippo has it now from Montegalvan. Bad giveaway here. Poor picks it up. Exactly the situation Poor is looking for. Counter-attack opportunity slowed down just a little bit here. Suzuki has it. Montegalvan and Rosenlund getting stuck in there. Manis just pushes it forward to Marceline. Suzuki. Felt a little contact there from Versailles. He goes down and a free kick here for the Timbers. And now Savage will come on for McManus.
Yeah, I like that. Coach goes up to Savage. He knows he's a young guy. It's one of his first games. I've got that it's his first game playing for the team. And he goes there, he gives him a shake in the hand and says, you know what, good luck. Give it to him. And
give it to him or he's going to get it.
Yeah.
McManus, the strong holding midfielder, comes off. 37th minute. Savage comes on. Second year with the Timbers. out of the University of West Florida.
You can see that McManus is he's definitely angry. You know, has no idea why he's coming off, and you know, Amos is going over there as the assistant coach to say, hey, come talk to me, and you can see Tony's clearly upset. I don't think Tony was having a bad match. It's just and you don't see that a lot. You don't see a time where the coach takes the guy off in the first half. You know, give him to halftime, talk to him at halftime, and then make the change.
He is not a happy camper as he's at the extreme other end of the bench.
Absolutely not. I'd be pretty upset myself if I get taken off in the 35th minute. You know, for a guy who doesn't have a lot of experience on the pitch.
We're in the 38th minute. The Timbers have made a change. Rick Savage is just playing in the middle where McManus was. Nothing, slop for a slop. Nothing too crazy on the technical side of things.
They put Flo on the right side, and then Suzuki to the left side. You know, and Savage is playing in the center of the park there. I think they've got Marcellin sitting back a little bit more where McManus is sitting, and got Savage and Clausen really the guys that are just more of the attacking role in the center of the park.
Which tries to get stuck in early on against Versailles. Enjoy all the way back to Steve Cronin.
Oh yeah, you're going to see Savage real excited, get stuck in everywhere he can. You know, at the same rate as the young guy, probably really excited to be out there, making some simple mistakes, but hopefully he gets to his match, gets a little bit of relaxation. He's got 7 minutes just to see what he can do there.
Cronin plays this one off the turf. They're away by San Filippo. Forward out of 4. Dangerous here. Handled there by Robert. San Filippo comes to try and clear it away, but ends up on the foot of Savage. Just nudged off the ball a little bit there by Montegalvan. And Greenfield has it now for the Rhinos, approaching midfield. Kissy checking back off the foot of Marceline. And it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos here in front of Portland's bench. Marceline left foot forward for Dyke. Danville. Midfield strike. Taken away by Bellamy. Portland having trouble really connecting in the attacking half of the field.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. There's really no connection between either the midfielders and Dyke at all. It's just, you know, they're just hitting long balls. Corey gets bumped off by Greenfield. It's just, they just don't have a flow in this match right now.
Pretty typical of the Portland teams I've seen. Hammer it out and see what you can come up with. That changes when they go to MLS with maybe John Spencer as the possible head coach. There's Joy with it. There's a left-footed boomer into the box, blocked by the Rhinos. Cleared away. Savage with it, pressured by Versailles. Go back to Purdy. Looking for 4, middle of the field.
And if you look at this pitch right now, when Portland's got the ball, there's absolutely zero whip. I mean, they're playing within the 18-yard box.
Great point.
From end to end, and they're not using the whip. And somewhat, both teams are not using the whip like they should be. This field is huge, and they need to be using that whip.
Not like the baseball diamond soccer field at PGE Park, which is going to undergo major renovations for the 2011 MLS season. The Timbers actually tried to change their logo as well. When they were announced they were going to Major League Soccer, the fans were in an uproar. And like they almost rioted in objection to Merritt Paulson, the owner, calling it a childish logo.
Did they change the logo?
They went back to the old one.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? If you're well branded,
I
know
agree.
Why change the brand? And it's a great atmosphere there in Portland. You don't want to change that brand. Keep it the way it is just because of personal preferences. You got to think from a marketing and sales aspect, that's a good brand, so keep it.
1975, the Soccer City USA slogan came into play, and I don't know if I'll go too far away from that old Timbers logo, as Merritt Paulson maybe learned the hard way. A little embarrassment there for the Timbers organization. Poor knocks Versailles off the ball. He's called for the foul. And a free kick here for the Rhinos, 42nd minute. As Rochester plays tonight, and then off again until next Wednesday when they meet the Carolina Railhawks again at the Wake Med Soccer Park. So it's feast or famine. Like it's a bunch of games, or it's take some time off and recover.
That's the way it's always been.
It's crazy.
It really is. 5 games in 11 days, or you got 2 weeks off. And when you got those 2 weeks off, you're begging for those 5 games in 11 days. And when you got those 5 games in 11 days, you're like, oh, where's the 2 weeks?
Savage, good intercepted, heads it to Dyke.
3v3 here, and
Dyke just blocked with the shoulder by Roberts, and Troy Roberts was lucky not to get a yellow card here.
Absolutely, because he's taken an advantage away. He took a clear advantage away of it possibly being a 3v2, and that's a situation where I think the ref's got to take out the yellow card and show him the yellow card, because it's taking a clear advantage away on that 3v2. The ref didn't see that.
This is about 30, 35 yards away to the center of the field, and Clausen, another player who can really unleash a powerful shot. The 28-year-old Swede is on the ball, along with Poor and Marceline. Dyke is there. Looks like Danso as well, not Marceline. Looks like it's going to be a carbon copy of what the Rhinos did. Dyke will strike it. Gets into this one, and it's way off the mark. It's through the wall, but nowhere near the frame. The goal kick for the Rhinos have a 1-0 lead over the Portland Timbers. Rochester 6-2-4 in their last 12 matches. Portland has shut out the last 5 opponents. As Mike mentioned, a very flimsy defensive team. Goal kick for Kitson and the Rhinos.
You know, it's great to see Bob Lilly here, coaching his bench right now, telling them what they need to do when they get in there. You know, and he does it with passion too, Joe. He's sitting there and he's not just talking to him. He's telling them with passion. He's got that red face on, and he's telling them. He's slapping his hands. That's great stuff. That's the stuff you want to see out of your coach. You don't want to just see your coach with their arms behind their back and just watching the game.
Second yellow card issued here to Hines. This one right in front of the Portland bench, and the Wilkinson actually took a step towards Hines to state his dislike of the challenge on Purdy. So second card of the game, this one in the 45th minute. Mike, your thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, the ball's clearly going out of bounds, and Hines comes in late, and he puts his. I mean, that's a bad tackle. I mean, that could be even if the referee saw that well enough, it could have been a red card.
That's definitely a payback from the challenge behind the play, where Purdy took down Hines, but not the way to get even there is a bad choice from Hines.
You know, you never want to see that. You never want to see a guy going after a knee, and it looked like I don't know if Hines did it on purpose, but it looked like he got that right leg up going after his right leg.
There's been a tough battle going all night long on this near side with Purdy and Hines. Got pretty heated there. Marceline trying to come forward now, gets around Moto Galvan. Greenfield comes over to slow him down. Here's Dyke. Pressured by Roberts. Marceline trying to get it to Poor. Gets through his legs. Moto Galvan will just boot it downfield. Give the Rhinos a chance to regroup here. Thrown in high and near midfield, kept in bounds by Purdy.
And because of that late tackle, Hines can't go in there and challenge on that head ball then. You know, he's got to be careful knowing that he's got a yellow card already.
A different game now with the rest of the way for Hines. 1 minute of stoppage time called for. Bad giveaway by Suzuki. Chance for the Rhinos here at stoppage time. Rosen was looking to go to Kissy, but he had Spicer wide open on the far side. And that's easily broken up by the Timbers. Good opportunity there for the Rhinos if they had gone to the outside.
Yeah,
awesome, Dyke.
What a physical match it is. I mean, between Dyke and Bellamy and Dyke and Roberts. I mean, Dyke is just taking a beating.
Throwing for Greenfield and the Rhinos here. This should probably do it for half number 1. Greenfield looking for some help here. Smith, the only player there, heads it away. And that'll do it for half number 1 from Marina Auto Stadium. The Rochester Rhinos have a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal from Kennel Versailles. It's Rochester 1, Portland nothing. Halftime show coming up next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play slots. Top-notch monogramming is
Soccer, Lancers, U.S. National Team, LA, Pittsburgh United.
Top-notch monogramming is
Reggae, Bob Marley, Grateful Dead, Giant Panda, Clash.
Top-notch monogramming is
Embroidery, Screen Printing, E-Transfers.
Top-notch monogramming is
Rochester, Pittsburgh, USA Wear.
TopNotchMonogramming.com, 248-2650. Top-notch monogramming. Peace and love since 1992.
Paging Dr. Sports to the emergency room.
The doctor is in! I got the cure for what ails you. What's on your mind, caller?
Hey, Dr. Sports, it's Gary from Oakland. First time, last time.
What's that?
I'm just calling to let you know I'm done listening to you. You're kind of a windbag, and so I've switched to ESPN Radio.
Oh, is this where you say, it's not you, it's me?
No, it's you. Take care.
Don't get stuck in a bad relationship with sports radio. Stick with the best sports radio on the dial. ESPN Radio. You know us. We know sports.
WROC Rochester, part of the Intercom Marketing Results Group, and now worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
Giuliano with Mike Kerms. Kenold Versailles scoring the only goal in half number one for the Rochester Rhinos. As the Rhinos with a great finish off the outside of the right foot by Versailles, finding the back of the net, just swerving around and into the net.
Yeah, it was a great finish by Versailles, but really Isaac Kissy holding off the defender in the box. Just really, really strong, and then taking that ball and trying to thread it through to Versailles. It got deflected, right place at the right time as Versailles. Good timing to be on the pitch with pitch calling on that red card. And Versailles puts in the back of the net at the outside of that peg.
Right, well, let's take a look at what happened in half number one here between Rochester and Portland, and then Versailles gets a header on it here as Rochester looking to apply some pressure early on. And this is Rosalind coming in, streaking in from the side there, tries to get across, but just doesn't get a good connection on it.
Yeah, I mean, Rosalind comes in and he tries to, he tries to put it with the right peg. Maybe if he takes it with his left peg, if you see right here, he's dribbling right here. If he hits it with his left peg, it's got that curve on it, and all Kissy's got to do is just get a little bit of a toe, and it curves right into the net. So
Kissy set up the first goal, and then he gets a chance himself. Ball put into space for him. Tough angle. You're probably not going to beat Cronin on that one many times.
Yeah, but when you're a forward, you're a lone forward, you're not getting a lot of opportunities. You're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm going to take this guy on into the box, and I'm going to give it a shot. Why not? You know what? It wasn't a good shot. If it's a good shot, you never know what happens.
And then the goal coming up here for Rochester in the first half. That was a 22nd minute. And like you said, Versailles is in there for Pitch Cohen, who's serving the second game of his suspension, and he's making the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Versailles, he's a very calm, cool, and collected player, and he gets there. He gets at the top of the 18. But really, I mean, the work by Kissy there is fantastic. Just holding off the defender, and then just dribbling one, two guys, and then, right here, he's holding him off, gets the ball, bringing it in, sees him at the top of the 18, threads it through, and Versailles, what a great finish, almost into the side netting, but still, what a great finish. That guy's got to be so excited to be putting the ball in the back of the net. He confidence might be a little bit low. He's not getting a lot of time on the pitch this year. Finally, he gets his start, and he puts the ball in the back of the net.
So a night of first there for a couple of Rhinos. Versailles' first goal of the year. Kissy's first assist. He draws the crowd and does a tremendous job setting the table there for Kenold Versailles. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll meet one of the newest staff members here of the Rochester Rhinos. That's coming up next here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead at the half over the Portland Timbers.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. Always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900-type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
This is Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to Marina Auto Stadium, where the Rochester Rhinos have a 1-0 lead over the Portland Timbers. I'm Joe Giuliano, and it's a pleasure to have our next guest on here at the halftime show. A former member of the Rhinos family. Now he's come back to join the Rochester Rhinos, and it's a pleasure to introduce the Executive Vice President of the Rochester Rhinos, Bob Russell. Bob, welcome back to the Rhinos family.
Joe, it feels so great to be out here again tonight and be on the pitch, and just really happy to be back and being a part of what Rob's rebuilding here in the city, and very exciting time.
You know, you had some time in between where you worked for the Buffalo Sabres, then the Rochester Rhinos, and then we saw you around the Rochester area with Jiva Theater and the Little Theater, and what brought you back to the sports scene?
Well, you know, when it's in your blood, it's always hard to get out, and Pat Ercole gave me a call and said, you know, we're really taking and trying to get this team back to where things were and get the fans excited, and when I looked at what Rob was doing and looking at the people that were coming back, looking at the way the players were getting back into the community, it was just an opportunity. You know, you can't go home too often, and to have that chance to come back home, be a part of this. I mean, you know, all the work we did for so many years to build this place, to now actually be in it was just an offer that, you know, was too good to be true, and we're excited.
I remember sitting a few blocks away in the old firehouse at Frontier Field, and now, like you said, to help build this beautiful soccer-specific stadium. You know, your thoughts on coming into Marina Auto Stadium and your future vision for the Rochester Rhinos Soccer Club.
Well, I think one thing that was really different for me was not watching turf go down over the baseball field, because that was, you know, our 2 o'clock in the mornings to get ready for matches. But I think, you know, the energy and the love affair for this team is obviously here in the city. I think that, you know, over the course of the years, different things. People have gotten older, kids have moved on, but now we're starting to see this whole new generation of soccer players. You know, I live in Chilai, and our neighborhood, the kids are always out there playing soccer in the streets and in the driveways. It's just amazing to watch this sort of field that everybody dreamed of, but never really knew when it was going to happen. And to be able to come have this team here, our big thing right now, my goal, goes back into the community. We're going to embed every staff member, every team member back into the community. We're going to win people back that maybe haven't come for a few years because of some confusion going on. And ultimately, we know that we can get 11,000 people for a soccer match in Rochester. We're going to do what we need to do to get them out here to support this amazing team. The work Bob Lilly's doing with such a young team is great. And, you know, we want more championships because everybody loves championships. So that's our thing. We're getting back into the community, that we're going to bring people back into the fold that either haven't been or haven't been in a while.
It sounds very positive and very productive. Now, for you officially, when do you take that first drive into Marina Auto Stadium and take the reins here as Rob Clark's going to kind of give you the full reign of the club?
Well, it started on Monday. Monday was my first day. It was actually my birthday, so I said, what a great birthday present. And, I'm taking, these first few couple weeks just to kind of watch, look at what's going on. There's a great staff here, great young staff, a lot of energy, and so we just want to do things the right way. But I think people are going to see some changes. People are going to see things that are going to be maybe a little bit more buttoned up as far as how the organization is run, and also, with game production, they're doing a great job. Next year, plan on trying to see, promotions every single night, giveaways every night. We want to get the fans excited, the sponsors excited. When you got a young team like this, there's only one way to go. So
you brought up a keyword, sponsors, and that's really the key to any successful sports organization or franchise. Sponsorship, is that going to be a big goal, a big priority for you guys and the rest of the staff?
Yeah, well, Christine Ward, who's our director of marketing and sponsorship, has done an unbelievable job. Pretty much as a one-woman show. So what we're really excited about is giving her some support. I'm going to be out. Once you're a sales guy, you can't get away from it.
You're going to see this guy.
I'm like, I want to get a sign up, so I can say, yeah, it's my client. But I think what it is, we've always been able to deliver for our sponsors and get them involved. And it's not just about them putting a sign up. It's helping them reach what their goals are, whether it's selling X number of products, whether it's driving traffic. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. We'll continue to do. And again, the people who win are the fans, because we're going to have a lot of fun still, great promotions, a great team on the pitch. You can't ask for much more.
And speaking of a great team, your soccer duties are also going to cross over into a possible major lacrosse team, a major league lacrosse team.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. When I was with the Buffalo Sabres, we brought on the Buffalo Bandits Indoor Lacrosse League, and that was a great challenge for us, but a great thrill. I'd love for when we get lacrosse back in this stadium. Plus, it's going to be other events. We're really looking to bring other type of events, whether it's high school sports, concerts. So this is an all-purpose facility. We really want to make it an all-purpose facility. So, I'm telling people, just keep your eye open down the line. We got some work to do, but we're really going to have a lot of fun things going on and get people coming down to the neighborhood. I grew up a mile away from this stadium on Sunset Street. So when people go, oh, it's downtown. I'm like, yeah, I know. My whole family grew up on Smith Street. So, we're excited. I'm really happy to be here working with Rob and Pat and the staff and Dave Zielinski. So it's going to be a great ride.
In the office before the game today, I just walked in and saw you. It's like, it's old times again. The great Rhinos are back together. Mike Kerms on the broadcast, yourself now. Congratulations on your return to the Rochester Rhinos as the Executive Vice President.
Thanks, Joe.
Bob Russell, thank you very much.
Pleasure as always.
All right. That's your new Executive Vice President for the Rochester Rhinos, Bob Russell, joining us on the halftime show here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Arrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Arrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Arrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology in computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future, turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Thinking about renovating your current home? Why fix it when you can build a brand new one with Faber Homes? Think Faber first and get everything you want without compromise in as little as 3 months. You'll see a much bigger return on your investment, complete with a 10-year warranty. Visit Faber Homes Models at Berkshire Park in Henrietta, where we're open 7 days a week. Opening soon is Regency Park in Greece, where we'll offer both one-story patio homes as well as two-story residences. Call Bill at 359-4800 or visit faberhomes.com for more information.
Sports Center on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
The NFL levying $125,000 in fines in connection with the situation regarding Brett Favre and his injured bicep.
Both sides are pessimistic following the breakoff of collective bargaining between the NBA and its referees.
Colts receiver Anthony Gonzalez, knee injury, could be out as little as 2 weeks, perhaps as much as 2 months.
Sports Center every 20 minutes on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com. This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And we are back at Marina Auto Stadium to get half underway. Second half action just around the corner. The Rhinos with a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal from Versailles in the 22nd minute. 2 yellow cards issued in half number 1. Both of them going to the Rhinos. Monta Galvan in the minute number 31 and Hines in minute number 45. One substitution in that half. Savage came on for McManus in the 37th minute. And Mike, we took a quick peek over the pitch to see if there's any changes coming up. Anthony Hamilton was one player who was warming up pretty hard. Looks like he's going to stay loose here to start the second half. And for Portland, besides Savage coming on, let's see if Gavin Wilkinson and Amos McGee decide to make any changes here.
Yeah, I mean, you rarely see Bob make a change at halftime. Usually he gives the guys, say, listen, you got 5 minutes to prove yourself on the field, or I'm going to take you off. And, a lot of times you guys end up getting taken off in 5 minutes, or that guy's still warming up on the sidelines, So, Bob gives those guys a chance. And I think that's the right thing to do, saying, hey, listen, you're doing okay. You can do much better. I expect more from you. You're getting 5 to 10 minutes. So, and it's your time to go challenge yourself and see what you can do.
No changes made by either side. And some upcoming games here for the Rochester Rhinos on August the 14th. The Montreal Impact come to town. August 21st, the Rochester Rhinos take on Miami FC. And it's also the 40th anniversary celebration of the Lancers 1970 NASL Championship team. For tickets to the August 21st game and that celebration, call 454-KICK. That's right, 454-KICK for the Rhinos and Miami FC in the throwback tribute to the NASL game here at Marina Auto Stadium. So the Rhinos will be attacking the goal to our right. Kissy and Rosenlund to do the honors for the Rhinos, waiting for Lee Suckle to get his official count on. And here we go. From Marina Auto Stadium, Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms this evening. Roberts has it. Pops it up with the left foot. Kissy's got some space to settle and turn. Coming right at the Portland defense, but good defensive tracking from Marceline. Knocks it away from Kissy as there was a little bit of a gap between the Portland midfielders and defense. And Marceline saying, hey, why are you guys so far back? Going now on the far side for Greenfield. Looking for Kissy. Still with it. Kissy, corner of the 18 on the far side. Going against Purdy. Not much space to work with. We'll see what he comes up with. Good pass. Back to Greenfield. Left foot across. Into the box. Spicer gets his head on it. But it just trickles through the 18. Sanfilippo picks up the loose ball. Driven cross. Into the 18. Kissy's taken down. And Lee Suckle points to the spot. Ross Smith coming in with the sloppy late challenge, and Lee Suckle makes the call. It's a penalty kick for the Rochester Rhinos.
Was it Smith or was it Purdy who was holding on to Kissy? After the 18, And then everyone that was on the left, they started crashing from that left-hand side, so it was a great opportunity. The ball was floated a little bit too high, but not.
Let's see what this angle shows us, Mike, on the replay. Smith, is that Smith going up for the header? Kissie's already down at that point.
Yeah,
so it wasn't Smith.
No, definitely not Smith. He's just going up for the header. He's just playing the ball, and there's no reason for Purdy to be holding Kissie the way he is there. You can see right here, he's not even facing the ball. He's just holding Kissie.
So my apologies to Smith, but a PK here for the Rhinos. It's going to be Hines to take it. 48th minute, Cronin on his line. Here's the whistle. Hines steps in. Cronin makes the save, diving to his left. And that's a big save and a big boost here for the Portland Timbers as Hines misses the PK in the 48th minute.
Yeah, definitely a boost that the Rhinos do not need against them. I mean, in the second half, they've given up more goals than they've scored, and it's actually they've given up 12 goals in the second half throughout the season. Where
and Dyke coming down the field immediately, almost looking to make the Rhinos pay. Sorry, Mike, as he whistles that one just wide.
Yeah, and throughout the season, in the first half, they've given up 4 goals, where in the second half, they've given up 12 goals. So the Rhinos are a relatively weaker team in the second half throughout the season, and, right there, Dyke gets an opportunity 2 minutes after the penalty kick.
And that's not too far off the mark as it hits the back support post. Wow. That is a wild turn of events here. Kitson gets the goal kick. It wasn't Smith who had the contact with Kissie. It was Purdy. My apologies to Ross Smith on that. And there's slide tackle. Joy knocked off the ball by Sanfilippo.
And Cronin does a great job just reading which way Hines is going, and that's a good save. I mean, Hines didn't put it in the spot where he wanted to, but it's heading to that side netting, and Cronin just, you can see he leaves after Hines tries to place the ball. And that's a solid keeper right there.
And the height of that one, too. The height of that shot, too, may be a benefit to the keeper as that height level is a little too high off the turf, I think. Giving the keeper a chance to get over.
Yeah,
absolutely. And not get down. Four has it on the far side.
I thought Hines was an interesting choice for the PK. I mean, there's something that goes on in practice that we don't know about, obviously.
Well, there was some discussion, though. Greenfield was there, Kissie was there, and Hines. Who was going to take it?
Yeah, those are most likely the 3 guys that do it at practice, and they're probably pretty successful at practice. Kissie, sometimes not the guy who gets fouled, sometimes not the right guy to put at the penalty spot. So Kissie I take out of the picture, but Greenfield's very, very composed player. Could have been the right guy, but something happened at practice. And we always train for penalty kicks. Some guy, and who the penalty kickers are for the team. Those 3 guys are obviously in the mix.
This one off the hand off the boot of Greenfield. And a throw in. So hopefully for the Rhinos, it's not going to be a costly situation on the missed PK. As Bellamy has a tough time handling this one. Now he and Dyke get tangled up. Suzuki looking to pick up the loose ball. Bellamy pulls him away. And finally the call made. Suzuki wins the call. The Timbers have a free kick about 30 yards out to the left of Neil Kitson.
You don't see that a lot from Tyler Bellamy, like 2 sloppy plays in a row. You don't see sloppy play from him a lot. He plays very simple soccer. He does his job. He gives it to the midfielders who are supposed to do the work. You don't see that from the line. Then he does it twice in a row and ends up getting a foul in a dangerous position.
3-man wall for the Rhinos. Poor and Suzuki over the ball.
3 forwards on top of the ball. That's pretty scary. Who's going to hit it? Just like Suzuki.
Suzuki steps over. Poor with the right foot just whistles it wide to the left of Neil Kitson as it hit the back side and then the netting behind the goal. Not too far off the mark from Ryan Poor, who's been relatively quiet so far.
Yeah, he's been relatively quiet, but that's the type of thing that changes the flow of a game. A goalie save at a penalty kick that changes the flow of the match. You can see that there's been a little bit of a change. Dyke got a shot right off the bat. You get a free kick like that hits side netting. A lot of things change here.
Momentum definitely shifting right now for the Timbers. Cronin Big boost there on the save. Bellamy puts it down the turf. Montegalvan. Rosenlund intercepted by Savage. Savage, nice move to sidestep Versailles. He's taken down. And a free kick coming as Lee Suckle will want this one back.
That's one of the ones where he's got to wait 1 second and see that advantage play. I mean, Portland clearly had an advantage play. Clausen had no one in front of him. They could have attacked the center of the park right there.
Break here as Rochester will set up and defend against this free kick.
Don't get me wrong, he's been doing a good job all night. You know, that's just that one time that he doesn't let it go.
He enjoys service into the box. Trickles through the crowd, shift back into the 6. Headed to the top of the 18th. Suzuki cuts it to his left. Shot is blocked by Sanfilippo. If you're just tuning in, Versailles had the goal in the 22nd minute. Long cross off the mark. Ticket window's very busy this evening. Versailles, Hines into space looking for Kissy. Smith just able to nudge it back to his keeper. He clears it up to the middle of the field. Hines a soft little chest pass for Greenfield. Inside the 18, Rosenlund cuts it back to his right. Lays it off for space. The right-footed shot is blocked by Joy. Sanfilippo fires, and it's blocked again by Joy. As the Timbers will make another change here in the 55th minute.
That's great stuff by Greenfield coming up that left-hand side. He just makes one fake and he spreads the ball to Rosenlund. And then Rosenlund lays it across the top of the box here. Look at that thread. Perfect thread. Rosenlund cuts back, sees Spicer coming through, and Spicer tries to one-time it. Unlucky. Good defense there by Joy. And then Frankie tries to give it a go as well. Good stuff by Joy there to prevent both shots from being on frame.
Second change here for Wilkinson. George Jostin is on. Johan Clausen is off. Kissy gets the throw in here on the near side. And just out of bounds. Joy can't keep it in. George Jostin, the 23-year-old, played 16 games this year. Got 2 assists. Throwing for the Rhinos. Sanfilippo to take it here on the near side. Deep in Portland's half. High lobbing ball. Takes one hop in the 6. Montegalvan tries to keep it in bounds, but the referee's assistant says corner kick. And the referee says no, goal kick. So he changes the call. And it'll be a goal kick here for the Timbers as we look at Ross Smith again recovering from a head injury. Smith had to leave soccer with an enlarged aorta, a tremendous medical story, and thought his playing days were over. Great to see him in a soccer uniform once again. There's Poor. Tries a diagonal ball, ends up on the foot of Savage, and a diving save by Kitson to his right to keep this one out of the net. Good save from Kitson.
Yeah, good stuff by Savage to call off. He called off a young guy calling off a Ryan Poor to take that shot there. And good shot by Savage. Good save by Kitson.
Hines and Purdy are fighting up and down this pitch all night long.
Good left peg. And good save by Kitson just to parry that away from the middle of the net.
Hines crossed into the box. Danso heads it away. Starting to go end to end here. 57th minute. Throwing for Rochester. Intercepted. Forward for Dyke. Back to Marceline. Long ball forward, out of bounds, looking for Dyke. George Jostin has come on.
What you're not
Savage has come on.
Yeah, what you're not seeing is the Rhinos coming out flat in that first 10 minutes, which they were doing in the first half of the season. Hence why there was 11 goals, why there's more goals scored against them in the second half. A tremendous amount more. 4 times more goals scored in the second half than the first half.
That's 1 point. Trying to get it to Suzuki. He's going to be on his horse, but Sanfilippo comes up holding his left hamstring as he got the slide tackle in. Danso steps in front of Rosenlund. Rosenlund working hard to track back. On the side, knocks this one out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in. And Sanfilippo gives the sign to the Rhinos bench that he's okay. Bellamy steps in front of this one. Bellamy's really gotten better game by game. Right up in the air by Danson. Not what he wanted to do, and forcing Smith to come in and do the dirty work, which he does nicely and cleared it away, but San Filippo picks up the ball at midfield. Nice quick touch from Rosenlund to Kissy. Kissy working one-on-one with Danso. Lay it back to San Filippo. That's a bad touch. Bellamy's got to work double time to keep Dyke off the ball, and he does a good job there. Gets it to Roberts. Greenfield off of Jostin and throwing for the Rhinos. Far side, Greenfield to take it. Chips it to the 18. No one there for the Rhinos. Marceline looking for his striker Dyke, who's 1v2. Can't win the battle there, and Greenfield will clear it away for the Rhinos.
You know, all game it's 1v2. You got a guy like Ryan Poor on the pitch. You got a guy like Jostin on the pitch. You got Suzuki. You got 4 forwards on the pitch, and you're not playing a 4-4-2 because you're afraid you're going to lose the middle of the pitch. And you just need to get a hard-working forward that's going to come back into the midfield. But I believe Portland at this point, you're down 1-0. You need to go a 4-4-2.
Yeah, especially, I really hate to be critical, but you've got to use Poor in a better fashion. Here he is now. Good ball in the space, but intercepted by Greenfield.
Which Poor has been much more active this second half.
To push more central.
Now, are you sure when Smith had that head injury, did he learn to tuck his shorts to his slider shorts? Or?
That's been his whole MO, even when he was with Rochester a few years back. That was his style.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just doesn't like the feel of the fabric on his legs, and he's always done that, even when he played with Rochester.
I mean, I see
in 2008.
He's got his shirt over his shoulders, which, I'm a fan of that because it gets uncomfortable when it's down my arms. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try that next match I play.
Yeah, 2008. That was one of the things the fans noticed about Smith was the shorts hiked up, and he's always liked them that way. Here's Joy, and a good tackle by Versailles. He says, hey, it should be our throw-in. Not going to get the call here, but the throw-in anyways for the Timbers. Joy. Back to Marceline, 61st minute, Rochester with a 1-0 lead. Danso. Now Savage. There's Poor. He's moving around a lot here. Come to the near side now. Intercepted by Roberts. Rosenlund spinning back and getting away from Poor. Hines touches it on the near side for San Filippo. Keeps it in bounds. But just barely. Cronin is going to come off his line, and it just hops inside the 18 where he can use his hands.
That's a play where Smith's got to see that all the way into Cronin's hand. You got Hines with some speed that can possibly poke that ball, and Smith didn't see it go all the way to Cronin's hand. Dangerous play by Portland.
There's Mocho Galvan. Now looks like Poor is definitely right in the middle of the action, middle of the field. We both think he could probably be more effective. Suzuki chips it forward, looking for Jostin. Roberts has had a solid game tonight. Stepping in front, winning a lot of balls. Good anticipation from the central defender.
Yeah, I mean, just very silent. You haven't seen a lot of him. Just playing simple.
Mocho Galvan looking to get it to Kissy into space. Dansu just sticks the leg out there to break it up. Rochester's not done attacking yet. Kissy's on the near side with time and space. Bad touch by the youngster, and Smith immediately pounces and clears that one out of bounds.
How about Rosenlund? I mean, flipping in from the midfield. Kissy's making that run, and Rosenlund's already in that attacking position. Right? He's doing a good job tonight where we've been looking for him from that midfield position to start spraying the ball and start getting into the offense a little bit more in good positions, and that's what he's doing tonight.
Good stuff so far for the number 13. Spicer from Hamilton, or Spicer with the cross from San Filippo. Intercepted. Silver's playing with it in a tight space. Suzuki's going to dribble it out and open things up. Savage, 50-50 ball. Roberts wins it for the Rhinos. Versailles can't keep possession as that pass was off the mark. Suzuki to Marceline. 63rd minute. Timbers looking for the equalizer. Suzuki again, very good one-on-one.
Doesn't make a lot of mistakes at all.
Savage gets it to Poor. He can unload from here. 20 yards out. Right-footed shot is up and over the goal. There's Ryan Poor starting to slowly show a little more here.
Yeah, they moved them into the center of the park, and they moved Jocelyn on the outside on that right midfielder position where Poor was playing originally. I think Poor should have been there from the very start of the match.
So Hamilton will be coming on. This will be the first change for the Rhinos. And it'll come in the 64th minute. Ryan Hines comes off, and I tell you, Mike Hines had a tough night with Purdy, up and down and working with a physical battle. Hines gets a nice round of applause.
Yeah, it was a physical match for Hines, and still, he needs to step it up another notch. You know, when we picked those three midfielders, and it was Hines, Rosalind, and Frank, we kept saying that those guys can't lose the ball. They got to start controlling the match. They got to start spraying the ball between the three of them. The one thing that Hines doesn't do is he doesn't stand that outside left side, and he's not opening the pitch for the Rhinos. And you're waiting for Greenfield to overlap, and Greenfield's not taking advantage of that overlap if Hines is pitching in. So really, Hines has to stand that outside.
And you made a great point earlier, too, that the teams are playing very narrow, especially Portland, between the 18s and not much else. But Dyke has it now on the far side. Purdy. There's the deal with Hamilton. Purdy cuts inside, shoots it with the left. Straight on, Neil Kitson makes the save and takes some of the heat off of that one. Looking downfield here. A muggy, warm night. So I played 90 minutes. I'm so hot and muggy. I think it's called out of shape. You played 90 minutes? It's a long time ago. Oh, it's been at least 6 years, 7 years. Right, you're still in your 30s. You'll see. You've got a few more years. Suzuki, Sanfilippo, and throw in here. Quickly taken to Dyke. Was down, but able to get back up and play it back to Ian Joy. Marceline with it. Joy takes a couple steps forward. Jostin, Savage now. To Jostin on the far side. He's calling offsides on him. And the referee on the far side. The referee's assistant on the far side, Amanda Ross. Quick to raise the flag.
She was actually my AR2 last night.
Oh, dude. How many cards did you get last night?
0.
Come on. Not even a booking?
Not even
just for fun?
Not even talking.
Surprised. Must have been too hot to get a little cranky last night. Mike Kerms now playing in the very competitive men's league here in Rochester. Probably one of the more competitive men's leagues you're going to find anywhere in the country, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive.
Intense.
Yeah. There's some pretty solid teams. A lot of ex-Rhinos are playing in the league, and it's a very competitive league.
Suzuki,
and we all like each other,
except for the 90 minutes that the game is going on.
Except that
90-minute section of life.
That small time frame. It's only 90 minutes a week.
That's it. It's nothing. Foul call is Timbers take a quick and short free kick. Suzuki has it. Takayuki Suzuki, a 33-year-old, third year with the Timbers. Ball's played in the box looking for Dyke. Bellamy just holds him off enough. As the two big players get tangled up, and Kitson able to come off his line, scoop it up for the Rhinos. The Timbers, again, ending 3 games on the road. They'll get home soon enough, I'm sure. For Gavin Wilkinson and the boys. Hamilton on the far side. Puts it back to Greenfield. Intercepted by Danso. Now Poor has it with some space. This is the first time he's really had some space, and he just gives it away to Montegalvan. Not been the night that Gavin Wilkinson expects from his leader, Ryan Poor. But I think it's safe to say, as far as the Timbers go, as far as Poor goes, that's as far as Portland's going to go. The Timbers will be home on August the 11th. They'll take on Minnesota before going away for 2 games to St. Louis and Minnesota on the 14th and the 21st. And Filippo has it down into the turf. Savage looking to get it to Dyke, but Bellamy is on his back. As Dyke has had no luck so far against Bellamy or Troy Roberts in the middle of the park. And Filippo takes middle of the field. Rose. He enjoyed to take it. Savage now with it. It's poor. Purdy going to push it through the Rhinos defense on the far side, and that one gets away from him. Then there'll be a goal kick coming up for Rochester. Kitson to take it in the 71st minute. The Rhinos with a 1-0 lead. Looks like Nano Short is getting ready to come on here for the Rhinos.
You know, Portland switched the ball there, and you got Purdy coming up the right side. He takes a look up into the box, and you've got 4 Rhinos, possibly 5 against 2. So it's not like he can even put it in the box, especially when you got Bellamy and Robertson there. Dyke's the only guy that's going to beat him possibly beat him in the air. It's just 5 against 2 in there. You can't do anything about it.
Another long ball played for the lonely Bright Dyke. Robertson and the Rhinos win that one, but a foul called as Poor was taken down after his touch. And a free kick coming up here for the Timbers.
You know, you play a 4-5-1, and you want to utilize the width, and that's why you've got those 2 wingers. You got that right midfielder, that left midfielder, and you got your right and left back. And neither team here is really using the width of this pitch. They're not making the other team work as hard, and you might as well go with a 4-4-2.
There's a service into the box, headed to the far side of the 6th. Greenfield knocks it off of Danso. And he'll pick up a throw in here, or a goal kick here for the Rhinos. Both coaches' benches are working extremely hard this evening. Bob Lilly, without the services of Bill Sedgwick tonight. So Billy Andracki may be stepping into a more advanced role. Normally he just works with the goalkeepers. Wallace Kirk is also getting ready to check in here. Gibson's goal kick. Taken away here, middle of the park. Savage to Dyke. Dyke goes down. Moncho Galvan takes it away. Here comes Spicer. The space now starting to open up. Spicer, middle of the field. Back outside to Kissy. Inside the 18. He scores, but the referee's assistant raises the flag. It's not going to count. He's offside.
Wow. Wow, I don't know about that. Spicer did good stuff. And you saw Kissy running along the line, just holding himself on the line. I don't know if he just held it so close that he put himself in an offside position. Spicer threads the ball out very, very nicely there. And the assistant referee saw something different.
David Mann on the near side, right, Kissy right in front of him.
See Spicer come up here, threads the ball. That's a tough angle. You can't really see it. You know what? And from that angle right there, he did look offside. He's just got to stay flat. I mean, if he was offside, he's got to stay flat. He's got to try to hold it and just keep holding it.
So Purdy is coming on, or coming off for Kirk. Thomas Kirk replacing Purdy, who's had his hands full this evening with Hamilton and Hines. Good job, though, by Purdy. Solid, except for the one little mix-up in the box. Here's Kissy now for the Rhinos. Ansel stands him up. Marceline stands him up, takes the ball away. There's it off the Rhino forward and out of bounds. Change coming up here for Rochester. As the Rosenlander does look like he has used a full tank of gas this evening, comes off. Nano Short replacing him in the 74th minute.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Purdy did do a good job tonight, but just that one play, I mean, holding Kissy and John a penalty kick, that can ruin your whole match. And, you know, the coach looks at that, the people look at that and say, you know, why did you do that? And it does ruin your entire match. Purdy's got to be a smarter player than that.
And luckily for him, Steve Cronin saved the day and kept this one much closer for the Timbers.
Oh yeah, Purdy definitely feels. Purdy's definitely buying him a beer.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cleared away by Stan Filippo. So Short has come on for Rosenland, who talked about his play tonight, Mike. He had a much better performance for the number 13.
Absolutely. Very, very nice play by Rosenland. He held the ball. He didn't give. The big thing about him the last few games was giveaways. He was giving the ball away a lot to the other team and not playing simple soccer, trying to make difficult plays all the time.
Good ball from Short. Kissy gets around Smith, but Cronin is quick off his line and slides out to pick up possession here for the Timbers.
Plays by Portland, the defenders, they have to reach, they have to make that extra slide tackle and get to poke the ball away with their toes. You know, it's not an easy defensive play.
I don't know, they've got their hands full with him.
He's not as clean technically as those other guys, but still he's got that explosive touch where it might bounce off his knee, but he's still going. Very unpredictable, and the ball but they've got to reach for it in order to make that saving sliding tackle.
It is very hard to defend against. Kitson gets into this one. Central headed straight up in the air. Pass down into the Rhinos half of the field, or the Timbers half of the field. Cronin rolls it out to Danso. We're in the 77th minute. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead over the Portland Timbers. Versailles with the only goal.
You know, I mean, you've got Hamilton, who's been playing great up top. He's on the bench tonight. You put Kissy up top because he's been playing great on the road or coming off the bench. You give him a shot. He shows up. Now you've got Hamilton on the outside left who's playing a good game. I mean, Lily's just got so many choices to make, and now you're in August. You got to start dwindling down. Like, who's going to be our starting lineup in September?
How about Spicer? He's had a quiet, effective evening, very clean even.
Best I've seen Spicer play all year. I mean, compared to when he comes off the bench for Hines or Frank, he's been playing very nice soccer, simple soccer, not giving the ball away. He's having a good match up to this point.
Actually, does a good job there, knocking away from Dyke. Marceline turns and spins away from Nano Short. Poor checks it back to Danso. Far side, Quavis Kirk. Jostin with it, double team by Greenfield, Montegalvan, and the Rhinos will come away with it. There's Hamilton. Spicer. Trying to thread the needle here on the near side. They'll say play on as the advantage call. Versailles. Montegalvan into space. Kissy's on his horse inside the 18, but Cronin almost gets Kissy almost gets the misplay by Danso, but Cronin again, he's quick off his line, Mike, able to quickly come off and pick up those loose mistakes.
Yeah, he covers his 18 very well.
Jostin. And Roberts just gets stuck in there once again with four. Knocks it to midfield.
Versailles got that ball early. I'm like, where has he been? And Versailles and Roberts just very quiet tonight, just playing, and they're defensive. So sometimes you don't see those guys really in the attack a lot, and they just do their job. And Versailles and Roberts are just doing their job tonight.
San Filippo with some pressure from Suzuki. As they both go down, no one touched the ball, so it's a goal kick here for the Rhinos. Bob Lilly's going to bring on Rich Costanzo. He's going to replace Isaac Kissy.
I think at this point he's probably going to move Hamilton up top, put Costanzo on the outside.
Kissy gets a nice round of applause. He set up the first goal, was awarded the call on the PK.
Yeah, Kissy had a nice game tonight. Very, very nice game. He ran all over the place. He put his 80 minutes into the match. Usually you want to see a forward put in 70 to 80 minutes in the match, come off, bring on the subs. And now you got Hamilton who's going to probably try to finish this game out top for him.
Looks like Short has dropped back to play right in between Bellamy and Roberts on the back line of the Rhinos defense. Jostin with it. Knocked off the ball by Versailles. Costanzo, first touch here for the first-year Rhino. Greenfield lets it roll through to Montegalvan. Versailles is down. Looking to get it into Hamilton with Spicer. Versailles laying flat on his back. Slow to get up, maybe just cramping up. Could be dehydrated. Short heads this one to the middle of the park. Looking for Hamilton. Guy's trying to run off the cramp here. He's back into the action. Kirk spins away from Costanzo. Timbers defense got to be wondering, okay, you lose the speed of Kissy, but Hamilton now is the one to deal with. And that's even more blazing speed. So Rochester's got the pace. And Kissy and Hamilton, both with 4 goals this year and 1 assist, carbon copies. With Marceline and the Timbers trying to get back into this one. Poor touch by Ryan Poor. Savage will keep this one in the Rhinos half. Roberts Kirk overlapping here, deep in the Rhinos half of the field. Pushing deep into the Rhinos half, I should say. Suzuki. A lot of bodies in a tight space inside the Rhinos 18. Timbers finally come out to Joy, back inside the Savage. Laid off for him. And Joseph not looking for the return pass. Stopped his run, and the Rhinos will pick up a goal kick here. Mike, what do you think about this formation with Short kind of camping out in between Roberts and Bellamy?
Well, you saw right there in a 5-4-1, you lose your midfield right there, and you've got Hamilton out there all by himself. There's a huge separation between the midfield and defense, and you've got 4 guys in there. Let's face it, Versailles was hurt, so let's see what happens in the next 5 minutes. But you've got 4 guys in there working hard just to defend, and most likely what they're going to do when they get it is just clear it and have Hamilton just try to run onto it.
Rochester's got TJ Gore, Bennett, Hoxie available still to come on. Vallo also available. I think it's going to be Gore. Come on for Versailles. We're in the 82nd minute.
Yeah, so you've got a guy like Versailles who hasn't had 90 minutes all year, so he did a pretty good job tonight. But still, no matter what you do in training, it doesn't get you ready for the game. It doesn't get you for 90 minutes fit. And he got himself probably 75 minutes fit at this point, which is probably the most you can ask for when you're not playing, when you're not getting 90 minutes.
Hey, 6 games coming in tonight. 6 appearances for the Haitian. And I don't know what Short is thinking there. That's a poor swipe. Just coming in with the right boot, knocking down Dyke and a dangerous free kick. Now that Kitson's going to have to deal with.
Yeah, I really don't know about that decision. I mean, Bellamy and Roberts, they've been very, very strong in the center of the park. Portland hasn't penetrated the center of our defense at all. I mean, have they had an opportunity where you would say, okay, we're up 1-0, there's 10 minutes left, let's put another defender in there and let's drop it to a 5-4-1. I'm not sure if that's
I don't think we've seen that. Yeah, I don't think we've seen that at all. Lopez is on for Suzuki.
I don't like to question Bob too much, but it's one of those things I'd ask him, like, why do you play in a 5-4-1? It's an interesting formation.
It's interesting to see now that Lopez comes on, immediately sets the ball up on the free kick. As he and Marcelino are over this one, Rodrigo Lopez, the 23-year-old.
Another guy who played for Ventura County.
That's right, he and Mota Galvan,
Rosalind, Nunez, right?
Yep. 4-man wall for the Rhinos with a Timber player on the end of it. 5-man wall for the Rhinos? Or are you counting the Portland guy? Lopez over this one. Right-footed shot over the wall. Kitson, nice diving save. Punches it, and it comes outside the 18. Poor. Serves it to the top of the box. Marceline cuts it back to his left. Blocked with that huge traffic in front and cleared away by the Rhinos. 84 minutes in, the Rhinos have a 1-0 lead. Lopez, almost an immediate impact. Drives this one forward. Roberts will clear it away for the Rhinos. Smith. And the Timbers with 6 minutes left to at least get level. For Rochester, 6 minutes to hold on and pick up a valuable 3 points against a team that's 6 points behind you and has a game in hand in your conference. Smith with it. Middle of the park now for Marceline. It's almost like they run out of ideas and then just decide, okay, let's pop it in now.
I would say that Joy, who's an experienced player, is really having a rough night tonight. Not one of the best nights that he's had.
So it's not Versailles Mike who comes off for Gore, it's Spicer. And this one happened here in minute number 85. Back underway here. Dyke knocking Sanfilippo off the ball and cleared into the 18.
Joe, if you're going to stay in a 5-4-1, you got to say, okay, let's give Versailles a couple seconds, because you start naming off the guys that are coming off the bench.
Who's there?
You really don't have a guy, other than Nano Short. If you're going to be in that 5-4-1, you're going to move Nano Short into that defensive center midfield position. But you're playing in that 5-4-1 with Nano Short sitting in the center of the park. So who are you going to put there? So you got to say, Versailles, are you hurt? Can you do 5 more minutes for me? Can you do 5? And he stepped out there.
There's Poor coming down the middle of the field, looking to lay it off for Lopez. Gets it outside. Middle of the park now, Marceline. High chip into the box, and again, lacking any sort of creativity. I'm not sure what Marceline thought was there, but just easily giving away a goal kick here to the Rhinos as Greenfield gets a look at. From Nano Short, he's cramping up.
Same thing as you start naming off the bench. Who's going to come off the bench and play in that defensive position? You can move Costanzo back to Greenfield and then bring someone else on and put him left midfield.
Gore also has shown some great versatility as far as playing on the midfield or in the back outside of defense. Maybe a shuffle of the cards here for Bob Lilly as Greenfield.
Now Mato Galvan came to the sideline asking for a new shoe. There's something wrong with his right shoe. Now there you go. As a veteran, you always bring 2 pairs of shoes out, and you got the pair that you're wearing, and you bring that second pair out, and you put it underneath the bench. And he's asking someone to run into the, and you can see that one of his players are running into the locker room.
Good point.
To get in his right boot. You got 4 minutes left in the match. It's going to take you about 30 seconds to at least change your boot over. So
easy.
And right now's the time. You got a guy down. You want to change your boot. You start yelling at it. You start telling the guy, "What are you?" This is something that Lilly will tell Mato Galvan. Mato Galvan will never ever forget a second pair of boots to put underneath that bench in the future. And he's yelling at him right now, like, "What are you thinking?" Always have a second pair of boots underneath the bench.
He is not happy with him, but luckily for him, he got a little bit of a break with Greenfield, chewing away at the clock and giving the assistant trainer some time to get to the dressing room.
Now you got the
Billy Andreski taking off his shoes for a second there.
Now you got the assistant.
WROC Rochester. Top-notch monogramming is...
Timbers, but the creative side of the game just lacking. Hoxie is on. Greenfield is off. He's still getting looked at behind the Reynolds goal. They were playing a man down.
Exactly, 89th minute. And that's exactly what happened. Sanders moved back to left back. Hamilton has moved back into his left midfield position. You got Hoxie up top.
Hoxie's got a minute plus stoppage time to create the magic.
Game bonus.
That's right.
Game bonus. It's all, you know, he's got his cap.
Knocked out of bounds there by Joy. The Rhinos will pick up a throw-in, and nice round of applause from the just under 7,000. Gore flips it central. Hoxie was on the near flank. And Poor with it now, middle of the park. Joy looking to go to Dyke. Roberts. Header ends up on the foot of Poor. Here's Lopez. Spinning around, 30 yards out on the right foot. Chips it into Savage. Looking for Jostin. He's just nudged off the ball enough by Costanzo. Gavin Wilkinson doesn't like the call, but the no call, I should say. 4 minutes of stoppage time.
You know, that's risky. I mean, over there, on the other side of the pitch, they make the call for a guy holding the guy in the box. Costanzo's holding him. He's probably doing the right thing. It's not blatant, but you know, it could be that makeup call that does happen. It could hurt you.
And the Rhinos have seen one too many times a late PK call against the Timbers, especially at PGE Park, and it would have just been the complete opposite.
The other thing with the Timbers is, I mean, putting Ryan Poor in the center of the park, you could see that he's controlling the match a little bit, really spraying the ball a little bit, knocking it from side to side. They were missing that really in the first half. And Portland's is a better team with Portland in the center of the park or up top.
And Hoxie fighting and working hard against Smith on the far side near the corner flag. Smith stumbles down on top of Hoxie. Wins a throw-in. We're about 1 minute into stoppage time. They called for 4 minutes. Is Versailles' 22nd minute goal enough for the Rhinos to hold on? Montegavon steps in. Marceline picks up the throw-in. Gets it back. Nope. Keeps possession. Pushing it downfield. Made off for Poor. Looking for Jostin. He's dumped, and another free kick here, and look who comes marching over right away. Rodrigo Lopez. Foul called from behind. And about halfway through stoppage time, the Timbers giving Rochester something to deal with here.
You know what the funny thing is? You look at this. You've got a young guy like Lopez just running to the ball. Poor doesn't even look back. He just walks away. He knows. I mean, Poor's the guy who's on the ball all the time, and he didn't even look at it. He just walked right away. So this guy Lopez has something in his back pocket.
He took a beautiful one before. This one is a little more to the left of Neil Kitson. 4-man wall for the Rhinos. Lopez actually moved the ball about 2 yards central while the referee was setting up the wall. So now he's got a good look at this one. Lopez steps in with the right foot, kicks it again, a diving save. This time to his left to punch it away. Step back into the box, Kitson is there again, and Montegavon will clear it away for the Rhinos. And to talk about a cheeky little sneaky play there, Lopez just pushed the ball in 2 yards more central. And Kitson diving makes the save. He keeps it clean so far for Rochester.
I'll tell you, if he does not move that ball central, he's putting it in the spot where he wants to put it. The ball's actually 2 yards in from the post. He wants to put that upper 90. I mean, not saying he's going to have the same shot, but
right?
still.
No, you're right. 100% right.
But he's doing the right thing. I mean, that's what you do. You want a little bit more room. You want to get a better look to put the ball over the wall. The wall's not lined up in the right spot.
Referee had his back to the play, and Lopez just a little sneaky, coy little move there. There's Joy. Left-footed cross into the box. Kitson comes, then goes back. Headed away, top of the 18 by Montegalvan. 4 minutes of stoppage time called for. Should be about 30 seconds left. Kirk, pressured by Hamilton. Just can't get away and throw the ball in the box. Finally opens up some space. Versailles. Tries to head it away. Lopez off of him. Far side of the field. Lopez Costanzo fighting for it. Thomas Kirk with it now. Is it short from Marceline? Again short, and the Timbers really should have just hammered it in the box. So again, their creative choices have been suspect, to say the least. This is probably going to do it. That was the last chance, I bet, for Marceline and the Timbers to knock on the Rochester door. Throw in for Rochester. Costanzo on the far side. Up over midfield. Smith has it now for the Timbers. Still going short. Marceline now. Crossing midfield. Checking back is poor.
That should be it.
And Roberts steps in, and no, not yet. Referee says foul. Give the Reynolds a call here. And
I'm very surprised that he even let that last one go. And I mean, we're well over the 5 minutes in, and this should be it. I mean, on this kick.
Kitson will push everybody up and send it to the far sideline. Throw in here for the Timbers, and Lee Suckle. This is going a minute and 10 seconds over the 4 minutes that were called for. Didn't see any stoppages that would warrant the extra minute. But Savage and the Timbers have another life to live here, and that'll finally do it. As the Rhinos pick up a 1-0 victory this evening over the Portland Timbers to give themselves a little more breathing room in the conference. So Rochester wins tonight with the help from the Kennel Versailles goal in the 22nd minute. But overall, Mike, a good Rochester Rhinos team effort.
Yeah, that's a big win for the Rhinos. You know, being the team that's right behind you, that's always big because you stretch yourself just a little bit more and you start to see yourself a little bit further away from those guys. You know, Austin's in first there, and you start getting closer to them, and because they're a little bit of a reach right now, but still, you got to feel proud about that win. Coming home, you've been on the road. Good win by the Rhinos.
All right, stick around. We'll be back with more here on the postgame show. Rochester wins 1-0 on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
WROC Rochester. Top-notch monogramming is
soccer, Lancers, U.S. National Team, LA, Pittsburgh United.
Top-notch monogramming is
reggae, Bob Marley, Grateful Dead, Giant Panda, Clash.
Top-notch monogramming is
embroidery, screen printing, heat transfers.
Top-notch monogramming is
Rochester, Pittsburgh, USA Wear.
TopNotchMonogramming.com, 248-2650. Top-notch monogramming. Peace and love since 1992.
Hey Rhino fans, did you know that FoodLink, the regional food bank, does more than rescue and redistribute food? Hunger is just a symptom of a greater problem. So FoodLink's programs promote nutrition and economic development in order to impact on the systemic causes of hunger. To volunteer, donate, or learn more about what you can do to help, please visit our website at foodlinkny.org or call 328-3380. Working together, we have the power to end hunger, build self-sufficiency, and foster nutritional wellness right here in our community.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play POP. Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phone. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900 type numbers. Calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome back to Marina Auto Stadium. The Rochester Rhinos picking up a 1-0 victory over the Portland Timbers. So the season series is now even at 1. Both teams picking up wins on their home turf. Looking at stats this evening. Shots, the Timbers credited with 4. The Timbers credited with 10. The Rhinos with 4 saves, 6 for Kitson, 2 for Cronin. Corner kicks. Am I right? 0 corner kicks tonight. Not 1 corner kick either way. Interesting. Fouls 18 for the Rhinos and 9 for the Timbers, and goals Versailles 1 in the 22nd minute.
Well, I mean, there's no width on the pitch. So
good point.
I mean, you're playing within 44 yards to 50 yards, and there's no width on the pitch, and decreases the chances for corner kicks. But still, you don't see any corner kicks in the match. It's a pretty even match.
All right, so your final score this evening for the TV broadcast side of things, the Rochester Rhinos defeating the Portland Timbers 1-0 this evening. If you're listening on radio, stick around. The postgame call-in show is next. For our TV producer and webcast producer, John Catalano, great job as usual. And for Mike Kearns, I'm Joe Giuliano saying good night from Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos win 1-0 over the Portland Timbers.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pup to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. 1 ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hot dogs, no one makes them better than Sligo's. Hot dogs, hometown favorite from Sligo's. The flavor is right, every bite. Cover 'em with lots of everything nice, everything you like. Come on, taste one. No one makes a hot dog like Sligo's. Just how we make 'em makes 'em great.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phone. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900 type numbers. Calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. The Strath Allen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff from the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
All right, welcome back to Rochester Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kearns, and your final score this evening was the Rochester Rhinos 1, the Portland Timbers 0 from Marina Auto Stadium. Versailles scoring in the 22nd minute with the assist going to Isaac Kissy. We went through the stats. No corner kicks in the game. 4 shots for the Rhinos, 10 for the Timbers. 6 saves for Kitson and 2 for Cronin. Fouls 18 for the Rhinos, 9 for the Timbers. So looking at standings now, with the win tonight, the Rochester Rhinos have played 21 games. They are 10-5-6. They've got 36 points. They trail the Austin Aztecs by just 2 points, pending what happens this weekend in the USL. So Rochester Now, the second team to get in double digits in the win in the USL. Austin with 11 wins, Rochester with the second most in the league, 10 wins this season. Hats off to Bob Lilly and the rebuilt Rochester Rhinos. The Timbers have played 20 games. They're 7-7-6, and that is as close as you can get to 500. Now Portland with 27 points. The Rhinos with that crucial breathing room now, 9-point lead. That could have really swung in a totally different direction if the Timbers picked up a win tonight, but not to be. As we'll look at our post-game awards, and Mike, let's start off first with your Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game. We'll put you on the spot right off the bat.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of guys that worked hard tonight, and you can look at Kissy. I mean, what a hard worker. He got his first start tonight, and he proved himself. He's been proving himself day in and day out every single day. He did a great job tonight, and it's a shame that I don't think he's going to get the Red Hot Player of the Game tonight. Rosewood, another guy who showed up tonight, and he worked, another very hard worker. And then also you got Roberts and Bellamy, who were very strong on that stingy defense there. And then you got Kitson, who got the shutout. But you know what? I like the way Versailles plays. He plays very simple soccer. He didn't have the best game tonight, but if you want to talk about red hot, he's the guy who stepped on the field, who got his first start tonight. Not a lot of game time throughout the season. Hits it with his outside of his right peg in the back of the net, and he's the guy who's got his game-winning goal. He's got to be so proud of that.
All right, so Versailles, Mike, good choice there is your Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game. Now time for the Faber-Holmes Play of the Game, and you hit some choices there. Kitson made some spectacular saves in the nets this evening, but let's go with Mike's Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game also as the Faber-Holmes Player of the Game, Ken Old of Versailles.
With the outside of the right foot from the top of the 18. Swanson around Cronin. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead in the 22nd minute.
You know, what a great goal. Great hard work by Kitson. We were just talking about the hard work. He's going back and forth. Swanson chasing him down. He gets the ball. He knocks it across. Just lays it out to Versailles. And Versailles, who's been quiet all game, just knocks it to the net. He finds the open spot with the outside of his right peg.
That is Mike Kerms with the analysis there, and it was a nice goal. Well taken, outside of the foot, like you said, and just swerving beautifully into the back of the net.
Yeah, great dynamic goal for 7,000 fans. You're homecoming again after being on the road, having a great road trip, and then coming home and showing that to the home fans. And a guy who hasn't gotten the start all season. I'm happy for the guy because he came in here mid-season. And you got it when you come in mid-season. It's so tough to try to crack into the clicks and this and that. And that game-winning goal just gives you a little bit more confidence, helps you get in with the guys a little bit more. So good for him.
So final score this evening: Rochester 1, Portland 0. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll start taking your calls. 546. I'm sorry, RJ. What's the number again? That's the Commerce number. 222. 6397 222-6397. Bear with me, I had no idea if it was a trumpet or a saxophone to start the game tonight. So 222-6397 is the number to call. We'll be back here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Spark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applied on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900 type numbers, calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
lot.
Hey, Rhino fans, did you know that FoodLink, the regional food bank, does more than rescue and redistribute food? Hunger is just a symptom of a greater problem. So FoodLink's programs promote nutrition and economic development in order to impact on the systemic causes of hunger. To volunteer, donate, or learn more about what you can do to help, please visit our website at foodlinkny.org or call 328-3380. Working together, we have the power to end hunger, build self-sufficiency, and foster nutritional wellness right here in our community.
We got to do that.
The Rhinos post-game call-in show begins now. 222-6397. I'm Joe Giuliano. This is your chance to talk to Mike Kerms. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Kerms is here. Welcome.
Hey, I just joined the network.
Yeah, it's great to have you in the network.
I'm glad to be here.
And we got a call already, Mike, believe it or not. 222-6397. Sergio, you're first up on the post-game show. Good evening. How you doing tonight? Hello, Sergio. Silvio, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I said Sergio.
Okay, I didn't.
How are you, my man?
Okay, I'm doing fine. It's a game. I got one minor disappointment. The game was so fantastic. I like the way they played. One time they played the team, but the referee was terrible. I've never seen it worse like tonight. Terrible. The game.
You know, Mike, Silvio, he had a good game till about 80 minutes, and then Mike said he was doing a good job, and then since then he maybe went downhill a little bit, Mike. No offense, but maybe you jinxed him.
The lineman on our side over here was the bright spot, and that guy, he didn't know nothing. He didn't know. My point is, all the referee learners should back in school to teach about this game. We're going to go down the tube. I enjoyed the game tonight, but the referees are terrible.
Silvio, were you on the side where Kissy scored and they called him offside?
Yeah. Yes.
Was he offside? We couldn't tell from our end.
No, it was not offside. I mean, when they kicked the ball, it wasn't, but when they received the ball, it was offside. So I didn't count. It showed when they kicked the ball, that's the way it counts.
Yeah, from up here, it looked like he was holding his line pretty good, and it was tough to tell, but interesting.
It was not. I mean, when I saw, for once, I saw the